both have a sickness. It's a footballing disease. Well, it's not just football. It can be any sport. But last year, for example, we both had the day off one weekday in May, and it was the second leg of
Hello and welcome to Barça Live. We're a little bit late in starting. You'll find out why in just a few minutes. Is it raining where you are? It's pouring it down here in Barcelona. Well, have we recovered from what happened last week? I know, it was heartbreaking. Champions League, Clásico, but we need to get over it. We need to get over it. There's 6 games to go. We're at the Olympic Stadium tonight. We're facing Valencia. Let's head right over to the Olympic Stadium. Marbrau is there. Marbrau, how are you doing? How are you dealing with the rain?
Hi Robert, good evening. As you can see, it's not the best day in Barcelona history to play a football game. Windy day with a lot of rain all day. Right now, we have more wind than rain, but we can explain that the pitch is incredible. We are talking, oh, look to the umbrella. Look what happened to the umbrella. Okay, I will try to do my best. This is like, I'm the survivor of the year. Yeah, of course. But we're gonna explain that the pitch is incredible. We talked with the referee and he said, that the pitch is in a good condition, instead all the water that has fallen down all day here in Barcelona. Important game today, the first one after the downs of Xavi Hernandez, who will continue as FC Barcelona coach next year, and the first game after the defeat against Real Madrid in the Clásico. Oh my God, how difficult we did today. We go to the lineup because I don't have enough time. With Marc André ter Stegen as a goalkeeper today against Valencia, the same defenders as in Santiago Bernabéu, with Joao Cancelo as a left back, Jules Koundé as a right back, and Cubarsí and Araujo as a centre backs. In the midfield position as a holding midfielder, Andreas Christensen with Ilkay Gundogan and Fermin Lopez, who replaced the injured Frenkie de Jong. And as our forwards today, our striker Robert Lewandowski, Rafinha, and a special game for Lamine Yamal. After 1 year, 1 year ago was his first game with FC Barcelona team. After a year, today Lamine Yamal, of course, is starting in the lineup. Barça Valencia. As you can notice, my umbrella is good. So let's go with the warm-up.
Thank you very much, Marc. Try to stay dry. Joining me here in the studio, I would say it's much drier in here, but, well, we've had circumstances have, well, occurred. Spencer Siegel, Pablo Wolves Blanco, how are we doing, guys?
Trying to stay dry, not possible
No,
today.
exactly.
Not
today. We're not used to the rain in this country.
Incredible what's going on here. Everyone's drenched. I felt sorry for Marc at the stadium there, but it's soaking here too. I mean, what a day for it, my God.
Shall we just let the fans know what has just happened?
Explain to the people.
We all just had to go out and rescue our cars, which were parked along the street here. It was exodus, massive exodus. 15 minutes before the show started, we're all drenched right now. You can't see, but the lower half of my body weighs about double than what it usually does with my soaked jeans.
Right,
anyway.
Right, but we forgot to mention the fact that our studios are at the bottom of a hill.
Yep.
So we get all of the water.
We do.
And
we
as
do.
you will
We've never
see.
seen it like this. We've never seen it like this.
Exactly.
But anyway, shall we focus on the game?
Sure.
Barça Valencia. Obviously, our fans might not be ultra excited about this game, but there are important things at stake, mainly trying to finish second in La Liga.
Yeah, you know, I love when you come on the show to start the show, because you have to go up and say, we got to forget about last week. And I actually, some people would do that and have a blank stare in front of their face and not actually believe it. But I do honestly believe that you're one of those people that just says, yeah, man, let's move on. This is football. We got to get to the next game, and that's what they have to do.
Well, we do, and history shows us. Last year, we were in a situation, Pablo, in which, at this point, we were just about to celebrate the La Liga title. This year, it's completely different, but things can change, and we need to just move on and work to be better next year.
Absolutely. I mean, like Marc said, this is the first game after Chavi announced he's staying next season. He will be the Barcelona manager next season. Barcelona still have plenty to play for this season. They need to be in the Supercopa de España in Saudi Arabia next year. They have to get second. Girona have won. For Valencia, our opponents, it's a massive game too. So Barca, in and amongst the conditions, have to perform today, especially after a really tough last few weeks. They have to put out a response for the fans and for everyone and for the badge.
Right, guys, thoughts on the lineup. Frenkie de Jong, of course, out after that injury he picked up at the Clásico. It's not been the best of seasons for Frenkie de Jong in terms of injury. A very durable player in his past seasons. at Barca, just misfortune there. But Xavi sticking to the other 10 players who went out and played at the Bernabeu.
Yeah, I felt really bad for Frankie when he went down with that injury. We all saw it, and we saw the replay of it, and that it didn't look very good. And he was obviously not just thinking about the remaining 6 games of this season, but also the Euros coming up with the Netherlands. He's clearly got that on his mind. We all hope that he recovers in time to be able to partake in that competition. As far as his replacement goes, I've been saying all year that Fermin deserves the playing time, but there just wasn't a space for him to do so. So for the next 6 games, this is a good chance for him, I think, to actually showcase what he's got in the midfield.
Were you expecting any changes in the lineup today, Pablo?
No, I actually wasn't. I think that some people may be wondering whether maybe, after the tough week, Chavi would rotate a little bit, he'd bring some players in, but he's kept it very strong, and I'd actually agree with that. Like I said, this is still an important game for Barcelona. It's still an important moment of the season, and he has gone very strong, Chavi. Just the one change from the Bernabeu was Fermin in for the injured De Jong, and other than that, it's as you'd expect from Barca for these sorts of big matches, and Valencia, as I said, will pose a big threat. They are playing for Europe themselves. They also need the points on the board. They'll come here very hungry today. They'll be trying to catch Barca off guard. So I'm happy to see the Barca lineup. I think Christensen there, who went off a half-time at the Bernabeu, I think is massive in midfield. So I think he just gives a bit of balance and equilibrium to the team. So it's a very strong Barca team.
You talked about Xavi continuing on for next season. We'll talk about that. There'll be plenty to talk about. I want you, live chat, to let us know your thoughts on the lineup. Rate it from 1 to 10, 10 being the highest score, of course. In the meantime, let's go to listen to the man himself, Xavi Hernandez, talking to our colleague Marc Brau.
As always, we have with FC Barcelona coach only a few minutes to start this game. Barça-València. Xavi, què tal? Bona nit, com estàs?
Bona nit, què tal?
Bé, primer de tot, com has vist el camp? Perquè Déu-n'hi-do, l'aigua que porta caient tot el dia aquí a Barcelona, no sé si creus que pot ser un factor que pot marcar aquest partit. De moment, l'aigua.
Sí, però hem vist el camp, ens han dit que està en perfecte estat, la pilota correrà bé, inclús més de lo normal, per tant a nosaltres ens ajudarà. Si no cau el diluvi universal, ens diuen i ens asseguren que estarà en perfectes condicions.
Veient l'11, només un canvi respecte a l'11 del Bernabéu, donant continuïtat també a molts d'aquests jugadors que han construït una gran ratxa de resultats. Quin partit preveus?
Bé, partit difícil, ells rival complicat, rival agressiu, rival amb moltes cames davant, fan transicions endiablades. Bé, partit que necessitem el control, necessitem estructura, necessitem tornar a tenir bones sensacions i penso que és un partit important després de perdre el Clàssic, doncs recuperar bones sensacions, joc i sobretot els 3 punts a casa.
We'll do the last question in English. Xavi, you said in Catalan how important it is for the team to win today after the defeat in the Clásico. What kind of game do you expect? And of course, you can explain if the water can be important in a game like today.
Yes, but I think the field will be okay to play football, and it's important after the Clásico to recover good feelings, especially good football, and then recover the 3 points at home. That will be important for the rest of the season.
Thank you. Good luck, Xavi.
Yes, thank you.
First game after the announcement that he will continue in FC Barcelona team as a coach for Xavi, who said that the water doesn't have to be a problem in tonight's game against Valencia.
Of Xavi Hernandez with Marc Brau. Let's go and take a look at Valencia's lineup. The lineup put out there by Rubén Baraja. Mamardashvili in goal with Thierry Correia, Mosquera, Yarek and Jesus Vázquez at the back. Javi Guerra and Pepelu in midfield. We've got Peter on the right, Diego Lopez on the left, Andre Almeida as the attacking midfielder, and Hugo Duro up front. Spence, a young squad that's been doing very well for Valencia this season, taking into account all the circumstances. They haven't had money to sign.
A lot of things that they're doing well with the young players that started around this time last year. You're talking about Javi Guerra, you're talking about Hugo Duro, who's been really good for them. Diego Lopez came on and saved them from potential relegation a year ago. They've been very good. They're without their captain, though, Jose Gaya, who they could really use at that position because he's always such a threat down the left-hand side. Interestingly enough, fun fact, the last time that Valencia went to Barcelona and won, Jose Gaya was on the bench in 2015-16, and Joao Cancelo started for Valencia.
Fun fact there by Spencer Siegel. Valencia, tough opponent. We faced them back in November at Mestalla, 1-1. Game which had a bit of everything. Hugo Guillamón scored that day for Valencia, Joao Felix for Barca.
Yeah, I think Valencia, for me, are always a side who turn up against Real Madrid, against Barcelona. They're just one of those teams. This season, to be fair, Baraja has done a really good job because he's got a very young group, as you were saying, Spence. I think by statistically the youngest starting 11 they fielded is the average in La Liga this season. So a very young squad, quite unlike Valencia in the last decade or so. But loads of players from the academy. Look at Jesus Vázquez and whatnot, Fran Pérez, who was in the season earlier, Pepe Lu in midfield. Loads of young players, loads of talent in there, pushing for Europe. Real Sociedad dropped points, lost on Friday night. We also got Real Betis drop points in the derby yesterday. Valencia, no, they can get up there and get into 7th spot with a win today. So they've got a lot to play for, and that will certainly be playing in the back of their minds
There
today.
were lots of people saying at the beginning of the season this might be the candidate to be close to the relegation spots, and Baraja's done a good job there with that young squad.
Well, there were two Spanish giants this season that had struggled last season, that started the season with expectations of struggling, Valencia and Sevilla.
Yeah.
And you're talking about the youth of Valencia, and Sevilla just kind of threw a bunch of older veterans together without really letting them mesh. Which team would you rather be? I'd rather be this team with the potential that they have for years to come.
Well, there are certain parallels with us. We've got the young Pau Cubarsí, we've got Lamine Yamal. I'd always go with the young players.
Absolutely.
I'd always bet on them. Right, let's play a little game.
Ooh.
You might have prepared, Spence, because you know I like to go with former scorers against Valencia. The first one's going to be for Pablo, and this is from the 1920 season. It's a 5-2 win at the Spotify Camp Nou. Who is that secret player? Who is that player who scored that day? I want you, live chat as well, to let me know who you think that might be. It's a 5-2 win. There were several scorers that day.
There were many. I'm trying to cast my mind back and remember it. Oh, was it a... I'm going to go, was it an Ansu Fati?
You're going with Ansu Fati, right?
Could be an Ansu. I see
Oh,
Ansu
wait a
being
minute.
guessed a couple
I've got a
of
comment
times.
here on the live chat from Harry saying, Pablo Wolves Blanco, whoop whoop. So, hi Harry.
Hey.
We've got a couple of Messis from Pepenu. You have...
A lot of Ansus.
A lot of Ansus
Lot
from
of
Savan
Ansus.
Patel, Pras 036. The correct answer is
Yeah,
Ansu Fati.
It was.
You got it.
It
Yes,
was.
it
is.
is.
I wasn't actually sure if it was, because I actually couldn't quite remember the moment, but I just felt like I've seen that iconic photo before. I know he got an assist that game for De Jong.
For De Jong, exactly.
I know
De
he
Jong's
got
first
that,
goal.
but for some reason I just couldn't remember his goal. So he has scored.
And De Jong actually assisted Ansu on Ansu's goal. So,
Right.
yeah, worked both ways. Right, next mystery player, Spencer Siegel, 21-22 season. You were working here already.
I know, and I also have to say that just seeing how Pablo just remembered everything about a 5-2 victory from 5 years ago tells me that I'm up against it today. Especially the way you two remember things, because I worked here for that game and I can't tell you what the final score was or...
Can we show it on our screens again? I don't think it was on there for long enough. If we can get back the mystery player back on our screens.
I mean, the best thing to do in this situation is to just guess somebody that was there then that's not there now.
Well, we've got,
So-
look, I'm giving you options. Bastian says Alba. Deep Yoti says Leva, no. ABM says Coutinho. Praz 036 says Adama. Tikali says Jordi Alba.
I was between Aubameyang and a dark horse of Ferran Jutgla, but I'm going to go with Alba.
Okay, you're going with Alba. Spence, you'll be mad at me here. It was Ansu again.
No, you can't do that to me, man.
I knew when it came up, I thought, you're going to be caught out here.
I told you, I'm being hung out to dry almost literally today.
Yep. Well, not to dry today. There's no possibility of being dry today. Right, last player, and this is from last season. A 1-0 win, only one scorer last season. I'm giving this one to both of you. I'm guessing, guys, you both know who this is.
I think so, but I'm going to let you say it.
Rafinha.
Yeah.
Both going with
It wasn't the header goal against Osasuna, but it was a similarly nice goal if I remember.
It was an assist by Sergio Busquets, and the scorer was Rafinha.
Yeah, nice.
Well done. Well done, well done.
Okay.
Rafinha, who's been involved in quite a few goals as of late as well.
Yeah.
For Barca, playing well in the starting lineup as well. I can see there Lamine Yamal heading into the dressing room, going to say hi to the Masaka kids who are going to perform today at the Olympic Stadium in Montjuic. There's the lineup for Barca, and there's Marc Brau. Marc Brau, how are we doing? You've got a quiz for us.
Yeah, without an umbrella, I have to say also to my parts that the umbrella is alive. As you can see, the umbrella is alive. So this is important news. Yeah, I have a quiz for you, but
It's not winning here. It rained a lot during all day here in Barcelona, but for the moment, it's not raining here, so maybe we can have a game without water. But today I have a special quiz for you, Spence, Robert, and Pablo, of course, and for all the fans. It's Lamine Yamal edition. As I said before, today it's 1 year since last time Lamine Yamal made his debut with first team of FC Barcelona. But okay, first question for you, Spence, if you want to ask this. Do you know who did Lamine Yamal replace in that game against Betis 1 year ago? You have here the options, Spence and all the fans, Barça Live, Gavi, Rafinha, or Pedri.
Well, I'm thinking that I don't remember, but I'm thinking that if it was going to be somebody, it would just be a like-for-like style change, because I think the game was already in hand at that point. So I'm going to take a guess and say Rafinha. Although everybody seems to be saying Gavi, which tells me that I'm wrong.
It was in 83 minutes in the last part of the game. A rainy day also on the Spotify Camp Nou, but it was Gavi, not Rafinha. It was Gavi. Yeah, I know that Pablo knows it, so this is the matter because I asked you, Spence, and not Pablo. But the second question is for you, Pablo. I think it's a little bit easier. Remember, today in Barça Live, our quiz is Lamine Yamal Special Edition. So, which team did Lamine Yamal score his first goal against? Athletic, Betis, or Granada? Remember that you can play with us commenting in our social media here in YouTube and of course in Barcelona.
It was Granada away, if I'm not mistaken. We were 2-0 down, 2 goals by Brian Zaragoza, and he made it 2-1, and then I think the equalizer came from Sergio Roberto. I ended 2-2, so I'm going to go for Granada.
This guy,
I'm telling you, man, you might have a challenger.
I think I may.
said I need only an answer, not an explanation. But as you know, okay, Pablo, let's gonna play. You said was against Granada, but who was the assistant in that goal?
Oh, who assisted that
Pablo,
goal?
you want to play with me? And this is what happened if you play with me. This is what happened.
I believe, was it João Felix?
Yeah, it was João Felix.
goodness.
Great. It's great. If you want to play, we can play. Yeah, that's fine. It was against Granada, the first team. And of course, the first team who received 2 goals in the same game was Granada here in Montjuic. Incredible. I will give them more extra opportunities, Pablo. And the last one for you, Robert.
Okay.
Last question of the quiz. Maybe the most difficult one, but it's a number, so I want all the people who are watching us right now, I want to put the number in the comments. So how many goals has Lamine Yamal has been involved this season and since his debut? So goals plus assists, 9, 11 or 13, Robert?
9, 11 or 13. Well, I want to say, having prepped for this game, that Lamine Yamal has scored 6 and assisted on 5. So that would be 11.
It has to be 11, so let's gonna check. The people in the chat is saying a lot of 11s there. I don't know if they follow your instructions, Robert, and the things that you said. I see 13, 9, 13, 11. The most numbers I see in the chat are 11, and yes, 11. 6 goals, as you said, Robert. 6 goals, 5 assists. Good numbers, I think, in 45 official games. Remember, Lamine Yamal make his debut a year ago with only 15 years old was incredible. So great numbers for Lamine Yamal, but I have another secret numbers for you, Robert, if you want.
Okay, yeah, do you want to do them now, or do you want to do them when you go to your other position?
No, I think we have time. We have time because we have 2 minutes.
Do them now, then.
Yeah, we can do. I prefer to do it now because for the moment it's not raining, so I will give you the secret numbers without the rain. I'm gonna go behind the golden position. We will start with the number that I want you to know what can be 7. What do you think?
7.
Just number 7. Number 7, 47 and 3.
Number 7 is the number that Ferran Torres wears.
Well, that's the obvious answer.
Yeah.
Pablo, you know everything, so do you think what those numbers are? Okay, if you want to say.
Can we get a clue?
Yes, 2 of these numbers are goals.
So These numbers are goals. So I'm thinking
47 has to be goals that we've scored
At Montjuic.
at Montjuic.
Somebody gives you this.
Well, Pablo said at Montjuic.
they're secret numbers, but we can guess it still.
So it's right. 47 goals scored at Montjuic. So I will give you the two numbers because I have to go out of my position. Number 7 is games without losing against Valencia. Last 7 games were without losing against Valencia. 47 goals scored in Montjuic, and 3 are goals or assists by Rafinha against Valencia. Assist in Mestalla, a goal in Spotify Camp Nou last year, and an assist to Robert Lewandowski in Mestalla. So great secret numbers. 47, not a secret for you guys. I'm very, very proud of you, and I have to run behind the goal. For the moment, it's not raining. The players are going to go to the field.
We're going to talk to you in a minute. Maribel, by the way, guess the score.
2-0 for Barça. 2-0. Bye.
Bye, Mark. Right. Surprising that the pitch is in such a good state, taking into account the downpour of rain this afternoon.
It's not surprising because they're professionals; they'll have it ready. But it is kind of surprising because we're at Montjuic, not at the Spotify Camp Nou. So this thing had to be ready to absorb, and it has.
And I feel like I'm just going to show here. I mean, I'm not kidding. Look at this. I don't know if you can see, but I'm so... There's actually a puddle. My shoes have actually created a puddle there.
Are you sure Luke didn't come in here earlier?
I don't know. I mean, your dog might have been drooling there. Look at that. Look at that. I mean, you should have seen it.
We'll have plenty of time to talk about the rain on this program. I can't wait.
It was like, I mean...
Because you people are soft when it comes to the rain.
Well, we're not used to it. We've been talking about there being a drought here in Catalonia for the last 2.5 years, and all of a sudden, I mean, it's rained, well, everything you can expect and more.
I love it. I missed it. I mean,
I missed it, definitely.
It's so great, but maybe not right before you go on the show.
No, I wasn't chuffed about the idea of having to go out there and move my car and...
It's like being back in the UK, this.
Yeah. I mean, anyway, I was concerned there that all of our cars were just going to go and be taken away by the water that was coming down the bottom of the hill. Right, what have we got? 2 minutes and 45 seconds to go until this game, which will be played at the Montjuic Stadium. Guys, important because right now Girona are second in La Liga. We've got a game against them on Saturday. Barca need to finish second because we obviously want to play in the Supercopa next year. It's obviously more money that the club will make if we're playing in the Supercopa, and a possibility to win another title next season. So an important game, even though people may think, we lost the Clásico, we're so far away from Real Madrid now, there's no point anymore. No, Barca still have things to play for.
Yeah, absolutely. That's Xavi's job, to motivate these players. You know, a lot of the fans might be thinking, like you said there, it's been a really difficult few weeks for Barca. Of course it has, when the season seemed like it was all of a sudden alive with the Champions League and the Clásico upcoming, and Barca now have really got to show their face here to the fan base, because this is a huge few weeks for the club. Might not feel like it, but Barca have to come second in La Liga. You know, at a minimum, they have to get above Girona. We've got a big game against Girona on Saturday, of course, after this one. Girona are ahead of Barcelona right now. They have to turn up tonight, and it won't be easy conditions either. Yeah,
and I was on the call for that game on Saturday for Girona in Las Palmas. They had gone 5 games in a row on the road without winning, and they went out and got a win thanks to a couple of penalties. And they're in top form. And the thing that Michel was saying ahead of that game, which Chavi will have surely repeated to his players today, is that you can't think about Saturday until you get the job done today. So Girona did that against Las Palmas. They were focused on that game. Now they're going to be looking already ahead to Saturday. Barça have to do the same tonight against Valencia before they can start thinking about that fight for second place.
1 minute away from the game, guys. I think it's time for guess the score. Marc Barão went for 2-0. What are you guys going with?
I've gone with Marc Barão. I went for 2-0 Barca. I think Barca have actually kept quite a few clean sheets in the second half of the season, so I'm hoping and I'm backing the team to get a 2-0 win this evening.
Nobody has a Valencia goal.
I know.
I was
interesting, eh?
Yeah.
I was tempted to say 0-0, but I didn't want to be a stick in the mud. So I do think that this is one of those. How many of them did we have last year? 13 or something? 1-0s?
Yeah. 13 1-0s, yes.
Right? Okay, see, I got a stat or two in there. Yeah, 1-0 seems like maybe not Rafinha, but I'll have to think about who that one is for today. But yeah, I think maybe Fermin. Could be a Fermin day.
I'm going more optimistic. I'm going 3-0. I think Barca will want a bounce back win after the tough week. It was a terrible week. I don't even want to think about it. But yeah, bounce back win against the Valencia side, who've got important absences as well. Some of their key players are out, and yeah, I'm trusting Barca today. Also, feeling that we can be solid in defence again, keep another clean sheet, and yeah, I'm hoping for an entertaining one tonight, and a prize for those who have been brave enough to go to Montjuic, well, in spite of the weather conditions today.
I did worry that there would maybe be a few less fans in the ground today. Looks like it started to fill up quite a bit. Of course, the late hour change as well, and the late time change to the Monday night. But to be fair, looks like they've come out in numbers in Montjuic. Always a good fixture in La Liga, I find, Barça Valencia. So one that you would want to be at, but of course with the weather today, you know, I suppose one that people might want to sit out on. But there's Chavi and Baraja embracing each other. But massive game, of course, for Barca. They have to turn up for it, and you know, no matter how cold or how wet and windy it might be out there, looks like, to be fair, now the stands starting to fill out as the anthem rings around Montjuic.
Guys, I see some predictions coming in already on the live chat. Keep them coming, keep them coming. We'll read some of them out. Optimistic ones, please. I was going to ask you guys something, and it's just completely slipped my mind. You might have to bail me out here, because I've gone completely blank.
Well, while you think of it, I'll say that the weather tonight, as far as the game is concerned, we can talk about the fans and everything, but you know, around that later. But as far as the game is concerned, the only thing that's going to change is the slickness of the passing and the first touch control. Everything else in terms of shot accuracy, build-up play, it should stay the same. Defensive tactics. But that one little extra slip when you're trying to make that first touch, for me, is always the biggest difference. But with teams with as much quality as these two have, it really shouldn't change the game as much.
I know what I was going to do. just come back. Barca 1, guys. I feel like, Pablo, you can talk about Barca 1. You've joined us here on Barca 1. What can the fans find on Barca 1? Why should they register to Barca 1 with the link they can find on our description tonight here on our video?
Well, I think one of the things I love the most is the archive of games that you've got available on there. I must say, looking back at some of the games has been a favourite of mine to do over the last few weeks. But also watching back full matches, you know, as soon as they're published, with commentary in Catalan, English and Spanish, and all content in Catalan, English and Spanish is a massive plus as well. So, you know, fans all around the world can consume content. The daily news programme we're producing now to keep up to date with all things Barca, so that's something we're working very hard on every single day. But yeah, full matches, highlights, all the Barca news at your doorstep. Documentaries are the one about Araujo, by the way. What a great documentary that was, the one I tuned into. The album on Chavi, and we've got many more, I'm sure, as you know, Robert. So all of that, really enjoyable.
And much more comment coming to you soon. And of course, this show, live shows coming to you on Barca 1. The game has started. Barca have the first possession. Araujo fighting for the ball as Barca tried to play it long. Valencia win it back, and there's Peter making the run. An unusual kit for Valencia today in their traditional white shirt with the black name and numbers, but golden shorts.
I kind of like it. I dig it.
I was going to say, I don't know what that's all about, really. It's interesting because, was it Cadiz away a few weeks ago? We went in red shorts. First time we've done that in a while. It's the month of changing shorts.
Well, to Stegen playing from behind, you were saying, Spence.
It fits the Montjuic aesthetic. I mean, I know normally Barca have chosen the white option at times this year, but I really like I'm all about color scheme. Things got to match, man. Things got to be right. Like, I was watching Man City yesterday, and their second road kits, they're disgusting.
They
have nothing. It's just not. You think of Man City, you think of white and blue. You don't think of peachy, tinty pea orange. Like, it's just not. I don't like it.
You talk about colours. I want to see colour on the live chat. Give us some blue and red hearts, guys. Give us some support for Barca. Give us some love for Barca. Those of you who are here, those of you who are true supporters and are here to watch the game with us. I want to go to Montjuic as well. Marc Brau, is it raining?
No, and I pray to God for everything that it's not raining anymore. A lot of rain, enough water. I have to say that during all the warm-up, there was no rain here in Montjuic, and I have to say that I think we have cool entrance. I don't have the number of how many spectators, how many fans will be in the stands until the halftime, but I have to say that after all the rain that has fallen down all day here in Barcelona, I expected less fans that I see right now in the stadium. Of course, I want to give my opinion about the kit of Valencia, how strange are these golden shorts.
Very strange.
Okay, so also I have to say how awful. No, strange and awful. So I hate modern football. Why not Valencia can have his obvious black shorts? Barça shorts are blue. There's no problem with this. I cannot understand this.
Well, you know who's in the stands? We're just seeing him on our screens right now. Pedro Rodriguez, the former Barça legend, Pedro.
Pedrito.
Scorer in the 2011 final in Wembley. Right, here is
not Pedro, yeah? Pedro.
Not Pedri. Well, Pedri's on the bench. Yeah, exactly. Right, Barca in possession.
This is what I want to say.
We're coming back to you, Brau, in a second because I want to talk about Lamine Yamal, but let's see what Barca can create here. Lamine back to Koundé. I didn't see enough blue and red hearts, guys, on the live chat. Give us some love for Barca. Come on.
Oh, here you go.
Here we go.
Nice
Gundogan
chance.
inside. Down goes Rafinha. No penalty called. Nothing there. Rafinha grimacing but not complaining at the referee there.
I was just thinking, I feel like it's been a while since I've seen Pedro Rodriguez at a Barca game. He's chosen some day for it as well, by the way.
Yeah.
Well,
Who will score Barca's first goal, by the way, guys? Is it Rafinha? Is it Lewandowski? I feel like it would be appropriate tonight for Lamine Yamal, being the first anniversary of his debut.
I think I'm going to stick with Fermin as my goal scorer today. My one and only goal scorer, because I got the 1-0.
Yeah, exactly. Pablo?
you know what? Today I'm going to go for Robert Lewandowski.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it could be one of those games where you get a scrappy goal around the box. So I'm going to go for him, even though it so often is Rafinha who gets the first goal for Barca.
By the way, I was talking to you guys about content that you can find on Barca 1 very soon. A Robert v. Robert.
Oh.
On Barca 1. Not V, exactly. It's not a versus. It's a Robert and Robert.
And one of them has scored many goals in La Liga.
One of them has scored many goals in La Liga.
And
one
the
has
other?
scored a total of 0 and has celebrated quite a few.
Okay.
And one of them is right now, I mean, just contemplating taking off his shoes.
Empapado.
Absolutely empapado. That's a great word in Spanish, isn't it?
I loved learning it.
Yeah.
Basically just means soaked.
It's
you know?
soaked. Yeah, but it sounds better.
Empapado.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It
Y en
sounds so much
catalán?
better. Empapat? No. I'm going to have to think about
Yeah,
that.
It's
one.
like,
Wait a minute.
it's like a languages lesson for me.
We used to do Polish.
Wait a minute. Carlos is trying to tell me. Chop. Chop.
Chop.
Chop.
Chop.
I don't like empapado, empapat, or anything of this, guys. I don't like anything
Chop.
of this. Socks, nothing.
Mark, have you
Chop,
ever
yeah.
considered the fact that you might just be a little soft? Like, come on, man. Just enjoy it. Go take a hot shower when you get home. It's fine.
I have to say that I can enjoy the show, especially because there's no rain here. You cannot imagine, well, okay, yeah, you can imagine because you live here with your cars parked near from the studio, as you explained at the beginning of the show. But what I'm going to say, it's incredible how the field is. I talked with the garden, I don't know how to say it.
Groundskeeper.
The boss
groundskeeper.
of the Montjuic. Yeah, this one. Thanks for the word. And he told me, the field is incredible, but it was 2 hours before the game. And I listened to the referee talk with the assistant saying how good is the pitch. I want to say, of course, that referee is Ricardo de Burgos Bengoechea, maybe one of the best referees of the season. And today, strangely, the first game that he is in a Barca game. Okay, after this stat, I'm going to say the same. The field is in a great condition for the football, so yes, I'm going to be part of the show, Spence. I swear to you.
Do you want to talk about the fact that we're playing on Monday, Marbrau? Do you have an opinion on that? I'm sure you do.
Well, for me it's good because I had a wedding last Saturday and I think I was the only one who liked the change of the day. So if the game was on Saturday, I couldn't be there. So it's good for me to play today. Maybe the only one in Barcelona.
I was actually quite happy as well. I mean, give me a free weekend whenever you want, La Liga.
Well, and you got it next, not next weekend, the weekend
next
after.
couple of games as well. Wait a minute, we'll talk about it in a second. Cancelo putting the cross inside. Fermin inside the box. The shot on the turn. It's blocked.
Almost.
Your goal there, Spence. I was actually quite happy about it as well because my local club had my local handball club had an important event going on this weekend, and I was able to go and do some game commentary for them. So
there you go. Did they win?
Unfortunately, no, in the final game, but it was a good weekend of handball.
I like it.
Yeah.
I like it.
The national championships for the under-18s. Our youngsters, my local handball club. Give them a round of applause. Give
Great
Campbell
attempt,
Bordeaux
Robert.
Juveniles
Trying to explain
a round of applause.
Oh,
guys.
Your
Bordeaux.
voice is not good today.
What?
Great attempt, Robert. Great attempt for the boys, yeah. Bordeaux, yeah. Great attempt last Saturday, yeah.
What were you saying?
It was a great attempt to try to tell us that your boys because of these games of Bordeaux.
I am
I
sounding a bit
confess that I
croaky
had a
today.
wedding on Saturday, Robert. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Don't worry.
It's kind of it's a nice raspy. It's like
Hey.
it's an acceptable sort of coffee commercial raspy.
Hey, Andre. We don't care about handball, bro. Come on. The applause emojis.
Andre, come on, man.
Come
what
on,
what
man.
else you got going on? in
What
your
else you
life?
got going on a Monday
Dude.
evening? We're going to celebrate the Barca goals as well when they
Yeah.
come, and they will come, but give us a bit of love.
Now we gotta
Campbell Bordeaux,
defend.
Come on.
Now we gotta
Right,
defend.
careful here. We need to be careful. Shot blocked on the edge of the box. I see no applauses. No love. No love for the handball team.
First few decent chances of the game there for either side, really. Barca remember to go with the ball in from Cancelo, and then Fermin's block shot, and then just there, the little bit of a break from Valencia, and sort of area Barca will try and be careful with. That they've been a little bit vulnerable in all season, maybe just in front of the back four with, well, what Christensen's trying to do now is just sort of give cover in that area, of course, with the absence of Busquets this year, but Valencia just broke away there, so not been really any chances in the first 8 minutes or so here, but there, first few moments for either side.
A slow start. Barca trying to build there as Christensen leaned in to try and feed it out to Cancelo. It's a throw-in for Valencia. 6 games to go for Barca in La Liga in just about a month, let's say. There's a midweek game coming soon as well. Well, there's going to be a week with 3 games, as a matter of fact. A Monday, there's going to be a Monday, Thursday, Sunday situation coming up in next week.
Did they already confirm the one after the Thursday?
Well, it will more than likely
Probably
be on
be.
Sunday.
Unless they put us on another Monday, exactly.
Yeah, well,
I'm
it might be
cool with
another
Monday, honestly.
You'd expect it
There
to
we
be
go,
Sunday.
Andre. There we go.
There
we go.
You know
Thank
what? Let's
very
clap it
much.
up for
Thank
Andre
you very
now.
much.
There you go.
There.
Good job.
And now we'll talk about the Barca game for you. Right, Lamine Yamal has it. Oh, Mark, that's what I wanted to ask you. Mark, 1 year of Lamine Yamal playing in the first team. I mean, a young lad who made his debut when he was 15, and I don't think any of us could have expected what has happened in this year when he made that debut against Real Betis.
Yeah, and a lot of records. And maybe we can imagine that day because Lamine Yamal is one of La Masia players who we have seen a lot of goals in the former teams with the younger guys. But this year for Lamine Yamal was absolutely incredible. That game against Betis, also in a rainy day in Spotify Camp Nou. Remember that game, Lamine Yamal was very close to score a goal in one of the first balls that he touched. And how incredible it was for the Spotify Camp Nou to give the welcome to a guy 15 years old, the first time in 21st century that Barca had a player with 15 years old. After the game, 45 games with 6 goals, 5 assists, the most young player to score a goal in La Liga. So how incredible are the records? Of course, there's a record that we like. Oh!
There's been a hard collision
explain,
inside
Robert,
of
you can
Valencia's
explain.
box.
Yep.
Mamardashvili had to come out hard to punch the ball away, and he went right over Mosquera. He's gone down flat, has his hand on the back of his head. I think he'll be all right. That was a hard hit.
That was a really nasty collision, wasn't it? He did worry.
Mamardashvili is so big. It's one of the biggest goalkeepers in the league. But he's good. Mosquera is recovering, so he's good. And just to end about Lamine Yamal explanations, of course, it's a record that he cannot have. He's the most younger player to score in UEFA Champions League history. But okay. the moment the record is for our Ansu Fati, also a great record for Barça. But how incredible is for this guy. Also, remember that Lamine Yamal became the youngest player to score a goal with the Spain national team. He will be for sure in the next Euro Cup, Euro Championship. So what a year has Lamine Yamal lived since last 29th of April.
Okay, wait, Pablo, don't answer the question, but do you know who he scored against for the Spanish national team when he became the youngest? Because I think I have it. I think I have it.
I think I know. Go on.
I'm sure I have it.
Was it Cyprus?
Yeah. I think it was Cyprus. Yeah.
No.
No.
Really? Georgia?
Malta?
No. Georgia.
Yeah.
Georgia.
I had no.
Okay, well, I don't think.
I
had no
honestly thought it was Cyprus as well, but it was Georgia. Okay.
By the way, I saw a comment there on the live chat. I see a couple that I wanted to comment on. One from Olaya that said, parleu en català. Podem parlar en català, però ja tenim un programa a Barça One en què es fa una retransmissió del partit i en català. Per tant, es pot seguir allà. Barça One. We'll continue in English here. Però que sàpigues que tens l'opció d'escoltar-ho en català amb els companys Llorenç Terrés i Pol Martínez a l'aplicació Barça One. La pots descarregar, fan un programa semblant a aquest i el pots escoltar allà a Barça One. Missatge per la Olaya. And there's also comments saying, I saw one saying, I'm from Iraq. Sam McPherson said, I'm Scottish. Where are the rest of you from? Where are you watching us from? Which country are you from?
And is it raining there?
Is it raining there? I want to know if it's raining all over Europe. I'm guessing it is.
Scotland, it will be.
Scotland, yeah. I'm guessing if Sam McPherson looks out of the window,
What a place.
there's a 95% chance that it's raining. Careful here. Peter attacking down the right-hand side. The low cross to Stegen, putting in
save.
a firm
save.
hand.
Would have been a
to
smart
deny
finish.
Ugoduro.
Yeah, it would have been a smart finish from Ugoduro actually, but it was a really good hand from ter Stegen at his near post. Just could have slipped under him as well, but
It was a bit of a like closer range, but similar to Lamine Yamal, the controversial finish at the Bernabeu.
yeah, the little flick on at the front post. You're right. Yeah, thankfully, we didn't have to go through any of that drama again.
Pablo, Kim Weston saying there's no rain in Norwich.
Hi from Spain. That's very specific.
Spain is very vague. We need specificity.
From Spain.
Yeah, there's no rain
Poland,
in Norwich.
it's not raining. It's
No
probably
rain in
cold.
Surrey either. Lisa Taylor. Oh.
Yeah, there's no rain in the UK.
Kevin Asher says, I'm from Sri Lanka. I'm going to Sri Lanka in the summer.
Pakistan and raining.
Oh, rain in Pakistan. I'm so looking forward to going to
South
Sri Lanka.
Africa.
Oh, and it's raining in Sri Lanka. I hope it doesn't rain when I go.
It's not-
Here's a low
Oi.
cross, careful.
It's not raining in the USA. That seems also very generally vague.
I'm gonna guess it's raining somewhere in the USA and not raining in other places in the USA. You know what? It's raining threes in the USA. These
Salamanca,
last few
Spain.
nights.
Yeah. We can get into it. Talking about basketball, don't sleep on Barça basketball either, right?
Oh no, yeah, you'll be providing commentary for that this week, right?
We've already did the first two. They're 1-1. Gotta beat Olympiacos. Gotta beat them.
You can find those games that Spencer called on Barça One. Barça Basketball. Let's support our basketball team as well, trying to qualify for the Final Four in the EuroLeague. Top quality European basketball.
For the fourth straight year, it would be.
Fourth straight year. I love it. Keep the comments coming. Countries and is it raining there where you are? Careful because Valencia are attacking. The ball played out wide. Too long for Peter.
Yeah.
I like.
It's not raining in England. It's not raining in Middlesbrough either,
I know.
Pablo.
I know. It's funny. I look at all my friends at home and whatnot, and it's not raining at all. Lovely and sunny. And here we are in Barcelona, literally, drenched and drowned and sort of flooded in here in the studio.
I can
just crazy.
I can attest to that.
Yeah.
I mean, I am absolutely drenched. Yeah, there it is. Look, there's a puddle in front of me. Oh, look at that. I mean, you can't really see. Anyway. But can you describe, Spence, the scene that we're seeing right now here?
I took a video of the flooding going on outside. Do you think if I send it to one of our producers that we might be able to throw it
The
on there?
only issue might be if there are like car registration numbers.
Fair enough.
That
Let me take a look. Let me see.
Yeah. Not raining in
back.
Pamplona. Lucky people in Pamplona. Not raining in Nepal either. Let's see. I don't think it's raining at the Camp Nou because Marabrao said it wasn't there either. I can hear it's raining out here. I'm going to cross my fingers that the electric power doesn't
Just a little bit.
go. Oh, just a little bit, says Brau. Okay, Gundogan
A little
attacking.
bit rainy. Yeah, but not at all.
Here's
we go.
Christensen, Lamine Yamal. Lamine Yamal trying to get through 2 defenders.
Yeah.
There's the clearance by the Valencia
Yeah.
defense. Javi Guerra came across to clear for a throw-in. Not much in terms of chances yet. Barca in possession of the ball, trying to get into the Valencia box. Valencia standing pat at the moment and doing quite well.
Yeah, I mean, look how many numbers they've got behind the ball, you know, in situations when Barca start progressing into the Valencia half. They're more than happy to just sit in, you know. A lot of sides are very well drilled defensively in La Liga. Valencia, no different. They're, you know, they'll be reducing one of those game plans. You won't want to leave Barca spaces at Montjuic, and of course, they're not going to try and afford that today.
In comes the cross by Fermin. Rafinha can fight for the volley, but back comes Andrea Almeida to help defend. Barca keeping Valencia in their own half, trying to keep them in their own box. Lewandowski with his back to goal there, hustling and committing a foul, and the referee says he stuck out his elbow.
It's cheap, really, I thought. I mean, I thought Lewandowski just bumped off him, really, but given as a foul, I'll have another look at it. I mean, yeah, I suppose the elbow goes up from Lewandowski, doesn't it? But free kick to Valencia. I just felt like Barca were getting into a good area there, broken a few lines, and Lamine Yamal was an option on the right-hand side, but couldn't quite get it through. Still waiting, really, for that first real clear-cut chance of this game where you think, oh, that was the chance for Barca to score. Haven't really had it yet.
Got a negative comment here. Barcelona has lost their last 3 past games, so I think they're going to lose their 4th game in a row. Why the negativity? Come on. Stay positive. Support the club through the tough times as well.
Is it the last 3 as well? I thought it was just
PSG, Real Madrid.
That's it, no? Cadiz
Yes,
before that.
Oh yeah, that's it. That's 2. Just support the club. Come on, be positive. Oh, Fermin was in there waiting for a delivery.
Corner. First of the game for Barca.
And it's corner, Robert.
Yes.
I have interesting stats for corners. Last La Liga games, we scored by a corner.
Yeah.
Bicycle kick against Cadiz for João Felix, Christensen in Santiago Bernabeu. So maybe it can be 3rd consecutive games in the league scoring by the corner. So let's go.
And Christensen in Paris as well. In will come the cross delivered by Rafinha. Punched out with his right fist by Mamardashvili. Here is João Cancelo. Cancelo,
That's a great ball.
with a long switch out comes Mamardashvili to gather, and Mamardashvili is in a hurry to try and create a quick opportunity for Peter in behind Kubarsi, and Peter,
Wow.
wasted that chance.
What a chance for Valencia. Right from the goal kick, we talk about Mamardashvili's height, claims the ball easily from what I thought was a good ball from Cancelo. Just punts upfield, and Peter really has to score once he's there. Just dragged it wide of the post, almost too nonchalantly really once he was there. Had to take more care with the finish. Let off for Barca, completely peeled in behind Kubarsi there, did Peter.
Yeah. First clear chance for Valencia. Barca caught napping in the defensive transition. Now in possession again. I have to admit today I'm finding it very complicated to stay concentrated when I'm thinking about how soaked my feet are. It is very difficult. I'm sure there are more difficult things in life, but it's
No,
fairly annoying.
I totally get it. At the beginning of March, I traveled to Mallorca
Yeah.
for 24 hours
Oh, you went to the Girona game.
to go watch a football game.
Yeah.
And I spent the entire first 7-8 hours of the day with a rental car just driving around the island because I'd never been there before. And let's see if Cancelo puts a
Well,
cross
yeah,
in here.
finish your anecdote in a second because Cancelo is on the move. Rafinha on the left, in comes the cross by Rafinha. Fermin! What a header by Fermin! Vamos!
Vamos!
That's Fermin, baby. That's Fermin.
Fermin Lopez! Vamos!
Get in. Oh, I can't be doing that.
There it is.
Just for the wet
Vamos!
feet.
De Fermin. Fermin Lopez opening the scoring for Barça. It's a great delivery by Rafinha. A sweet left-footed cross. Magnificently timed header by Fermin. A good twist to the head. Just, it's a number 9 finish, guys.
Yeah, well, look how high he jumps. That replay, that's Anthony Edwards level elevation right there.
Woo.
That's absolutely superb. I mean, Spence, you were adamant on Fermin being your first goal scorer.
There it is,
and
Spence.
he was.
Even a blind squirrel finds an acorn every once in a while, man.
Fermin going for the
El Presidente.
Presidente celebration. A new president. Marbrau, did that finish, that header by Fermin, remind you in any way of Lewandowski's header against Alaves this season?
I had to take a look to the screen here in Montjuic that has a 2 seconds delay, the exact time to give the eyes from the pitch to the screen, and just to Fermin is scoring this incredible goal. Remember the last goal here in Montjuic in La Liga game was also a great header, but it was a header by Rafinha.
Fermin,
yeah.
Head collision.
Fermin, yeah.
Very
This
hard.
is done, yeah,
the body of the
they have to
defender.
enter inside very hard.
Into Yarek.
Yeah, while Fermin is in the pitch, I'm gonna explain the goal action. Remember last La Liga game here in Montjuic, Barça won Las Palmas with a great header by Rafinha, and today another great header by Fermin. 8 goals this season, 5th player of all the squad. Is in the top 5. So 5th scorer of the season. Only Lewandowski, Ferran, João Felix, Rafinha behind, in front of them. Yeah, you see the thing in the screen, isn't it?
Wow.
What happened to Fermin? So how is he?
Yeah, we've just got the slow motion replays, and unfortunately he's getting up. This lad, I mean, he's made of the same material as Xavi, but
he's working right now. He's working right now. He's working. Just to finish for Fermin numbers, incredible goal by Fermin, top 5 team. And do you remember one of my sacred numbers on the beginning of the show? It was
47?
number 3, goals or assists by Rafinha versus Valencia. So 4 consecutive goals against Valencia, with Rafinha being involved in another assist, the same as in Mestalla, the first part of the season to João Felix, and today 12 assists this season for Rafinha.
And Marbrau, I was asking you the question, I don't know if you heard. Do you buy the comparison? Do you think that's a very similar header to the one Lewandowski did against Alaves this season in Montjuic?
Well, it's quite similar. I really
Turn of the head.
that Lewandowski was a little bit farther. I think he was farther from the line.
Maybe, yeah, he was a bit further
spots.
away.
Yeah, and
But
it was for the other side because it was, I think it was a Conde cross from the right side of the attacking part of Barça. But yeah, it was quite similar. I think that Lewandowski goal was a little bit strong, but it's a great goal by Fermin. I have to say that Sergio Roberto is warming up just to check in if Fermin is good to continue.
Careful here, Valencia are going to recover the ball and going to run the transition down the middle. But they'll immediately lose the ball and give it away to the former Valencia player, João Cancelo. Marbrau, I'm going to test you here, and you're going to know. You're going to know. The other time that Fermin scored a header this season was?
Atletico de Madrid, Metropolitano, Lewandowski assist.
Okay, exactly.
It's too easy.
Too easy. Too easy. Would you
Yeah,
love that?
too easy. Yep.
Yep. Right.
As easy as to know that Georgia was the team against Lamine Yamal scored his first goal.
Yeah, exactly.
There
he is, Lamine Yamal. Lamine Yamal getting away from his defender, going deep. Lamine Yamal, can he keep it in? The cross straight into the hands of Marmadashvili. Couldn't keep it in anyway, and it went over the byline. Barca are 1-0 up. The goal was scored by Fermin, who celebrates his goals like this, Spence.
I am...
Shall we ask for that emoji? Because there's an emoji that actually goes
The
like
salute.
that. So
Yeah.
The salute emoji. I'm gonna look for it. Yeah, you were gonna say something.
I was just going to say, maybe I don't know when Fermin last scored a headed goal. I'm an in-the-moment footballing fan. And I believe only one of us said that Fermin was going to score today. So.
That is true. Oh, look. Oh, Ter Stegen's giving the ball away. Valencia are going to equalise, or are they not? Yes, they are.
Oh my goodness me.
Araujo saying he's offside. Araujo saying he's offside. Araujo saying he's offside. De Burgo is saying that he's going to check VAR.
Right, so we'll see if the goal counts. VAR will get involved and check the goal. At the moment, the Valencia players are celebrating, and ter Stegen will be kicking himself right now because he tried to like flick the ball past Hugo Duro. It didn't work out for him.
Looking at confirmation now whether it was off or not. Yeah, it was ter Stegen trying to be cheeky. He often gets that move spot on. Will this confirm it in just a moment?
No,
he's
not offside.
It's going to be
checking the goal.
It's going to be a legal goal.
It's going to be a legal goal.
It's onside, and it's ter Stegen who will really be kicking himself because it's an error Barcelona can't afford right now. And even here, I wonder whether I thought Hugo had messed it up.
Yeah,
almost did. He almost did.
Considered.
And it trickled over the goal line. Ter Stegen, I mean, that is the risk of doing that instead of just punting it clear. He always runs the risk, and it often looks beautiful. And well, not long after Barca scored, they're pegged back.
We're so accustomed to clean sheets and 0 mistakes from your keeper, which is what your keeper needs to be. But that was a mistake. We haven't really seen him make that mistake this year. Not that mistake, hardly any mistake.
Well, it's 1-1 at the Olympic Stadium in Montjuic. We're not used to seeing those mistakes from our keeper ter Stegen, and I mean, I would even think that he
ter
might
Stegen is
come out and
apologizing.
admit his fault
He's
for this.
saying he's apologized to his teammates a lot of times. I see him. I saw him with the hand say sorry for the teammates. Do you remember when was the last time that ter Stegen conceded a goal in La Liga here in Montjuic? It was in February against Granada, 3-0.
Oh.
No, a draw, 3-3 against Granada.
Yeah.
February was the last time that
was a
ter
weird
Stegen
game.
conceded a goal in La Liga here. So more than 2 months without conceding goals at home for ter Stegen in La Liga.
That was a very strange game, that game, that one.
Yeah.
There've been a fair amount of strange games this season. Valencia have a corner, guys. It was all looking very merry with the Fermin goal. Right now, Valencia sort of gained a little bit of momentum with that goal. In comes the cross, blocked by Cancelo.
Yeah, he's going to be really... Nobody's going to be more frustrated from that concession than ter Stegen himself.
Now the team, let's see if the team can offer the fans and ter Stegen a bit of relief with a good reaction here, and the fans applauding ter Stegen, just trying to encourage him to, well, keep doing what he does best.
Strange half an hour already, I think, for Chavi. Loads of possession for Barca. They've been relatively comfortable. Valencia have had that threat on turnovers and on long balls on counter-attacks, but to concede like that will really frustrate Chavi.
Here's Cancelo attacking the left-footed cross, looking for the far post. Lamine Yamal step ahead. Went right over him. Now Lamine Yamal trying to create here. He's knocked over. There's no foul called.
Oh, come on.
No foul called as we've hit the half-hour mark. By the way,
Mark Brau started this game saying that this was one of the most respected and best referees of the season. He's going to end it calling for his job.
Yep. Often happens.
Well, he's quite good. Maybe it's the reason he...
It's a foul. It's a foul.
Any game this season.
It's a foul. And to be fair with the Burgos Bengochea, it was the
Yeah.
assistant referee who should have seen it.
Yeah.
Right, Cancelo into the middle. Gundogan on the turn. Here's Andreas Christensen driving the ball forward. Lamine Yamal making the run. Lamine outside the box, inside pass to Fermin, who tried to cross it in low on the turn. Barca fighting to recover the ball, and they'll get it back via a throw-in. Xavi Hernandez and his brother Oscar having a bit of a discussion there. By the way, we haven't really talked about Xavi continuing. Talk about it when Barca aren't in attacking mode, or we can do it now. I know there'll be mixed opinions. I know people will feel passionately about it. Some people will say, well, if he said he was going to leave in January, why has he changed his mind now? And it is a bit of a mystery, obviously, and it's not the most normal of circumstances. I see positive things in Xavi continuing. There's something that's being built here. there's a project with a lot of young players who he can mentor,
Who
young
he's
players
been mentoring.
who's been mentoring, and he can continue to mentor. Who's to say that a new coach doesn't come in here and says, hey, well, look, it's all very good. Here, you're a 17-year-old defender. I need someone with more experience. Could happen.
There's, yeah.
And I think the fact that he's going to continue with this young squad, continue learning alongside them, and we're going to continue to compete with them, I think it's a positive.
I think it's generally a net positive. You know, there's so many different ways you could go with this conversation. We don't have enough time inside of a 90-minute football game to get to all of them. The only thing I'll say from a semi-satirical point of view is that if Chavi in the back of his mind and you know, Laporta and the board and whoever were saying, we're so sick of getting the questions from the press every single time, you know what? Forget it. Let's just tell everybody that Xavi's leaving at the end of the season and they'll stop bothering us, and then at the end of the season we'll pull the bait and switch and say, ha-ha, gotcha.
Well,
I mean, that's a good tactic.
Yeah, I mean, it kept everyone quiet for, well, it didn't really, because there was other stuff going on. But, I mean, I see positives. In spite of being knocked out of the Champions League, losing the Clasico, I see positives in those games. I see signs of growth.
Getting to the quarterfinal
Getting
of
to
the
the
Champions
quarterfinals
League
is a positive.
Everybody gets
Competing
knocked
against
out of the
PSG
Champions League.
is a positive. Thinking that, hey, if Ronald Araujo hadn't have been sent off, maybe a different story is a positive. And thinking, hey, we played better than Real Madrid the other day.
Yeah.
I know the result is what counts at the end, but
And I think that is a big reason as to why Xavi's turned around and stayed. Now, of course, you know, not only, I think a big reason is the support he feels from the boards, the support he feels from the players, but I think it's that he's thought, I want another go at this.
Yeah.
And I really do think that, because I think he's seen the Champions League this season was not a million miles away, and bar margins, Barcelona would really have their sights on a Champions League final as we speak. La Liga has slipped away by a lot of points, but I think if you've watched La Liga this season, you'll probably realise Barca haven't exactly been a million miles off. It's been details in games, really, and Real Madrid have got the details spot on. Barca have slipped up in crucial moments. That can happen, and I'm sure the gap will be, you know, shortened next season. So I think Xavi really, from my point of view, has said, I want to give this another go, and I feel like I actually can. I think the last few months have given him motivation and belief to do that.
And yes, wait a minute, because Kouassi's going to put a ball inside, and he's always close to perfect with his deliveries. Ball back inside, and Valencia will clear through Thierry Correa. And yes, there have been games in which there are just no excuses. The team performed poorly. Xavi has said that. The players have said that. Everyone has said that. We've said that. The team performed poorly during a stretch there in the season, month of January, even a bit before as well, before
You mean
Christmas.
the stretch when Ter Stegen wasn't on the pitch?
One of the factors. One of the factors, but
Just saying.
defense wasn't helping either. Goals weren't going in. There was a variety of factors, of which that was one. The team turned it around. Yeah. And they flipped the switch. Maybe it was a bit too late in La Liga. I felt we had a chance in the Champions League. And having a chance against that PSG team, with the top players they have, is what I expect from Barca. Competing. Then you can get knocked out. And we competed 10 against 11. You can't really do much in that sense. I'm not saying that the red card was not fair. I think it was. Reviewing the action, looking at the replays, Araujo gambled, and hey, it is what it is. Other times it's gone other ways for us. But up until then, we had a chance.
Yeah.
We were through.
But that's the thing. Everybody says the same exact thing when it comes to the Champions League. We got knocked out. Not Barca, I'm saying every fan base. Only one fan base gets to say that they've won the Champions League in the end.
Careful here. Valencia have a chance in behind Barca's defense. Araujo comes in and it's a penalty.
No.
No?
He touches the ball. He touches the ball. I'm just in front of the action. I'm just in front of the actions. Araujo touches first the ball. He touches the ball. Maybe after the ball, he can touch Peter. But first, Araujo is touching the ball, for sure. For sure.
We'll see if Madrid is right. I think he got a piece of both. He did not get the ball, Madrid, I don't think. Let's see, close replay. No, he did not get the ball, Madrid.
Yeah, it's going to be.
He did not get the ball.
It's going to be a penalty.
Peter was the last one to touch the ball, and Araujo.
Yeah. Clear.
Clear
So it's
penalty.
Peter who touches the ball.
Yep. We've got the slow motion replays right in front of us. Araujo.
I mean,
With the
You
contact.
just hope he's also not the last
You're
man
playing
back.
with
or else
referee
it's
team.
deja
Don't
vu.
worry, don't worry.
If he's the last man, we got another problem.
I don't think he's the last man. I think
No,
the fact that
so close to the action. I was sure that Araujo touches for the ball, but of course it was a quick action. So if the slow motion just said that first he touches Peter, we'll have nothing to say.
I
Yeah.
appreciate the wishful thinking, though.
Yeah, no, exactly. No, it's a clear penalty. And Pepelu, who's scored 5 already in La Liga, he's 5 out of 5. Let's see if Ter Stegen can make up for his previous mistake here. Go, Marc. Bit of support for Marc-Andre Ter Stegen. Pepelu with the run-up. And down the middle, he beats Ter Stegen, and Valencia have turned this around. I don't feel like this is a game in which Valencia should be up right now. I don't know. It's a couple of, well, what's happened all season. Defensive mishaps, defensive lapses, call them what you want. Valencia have made the most of it.
I mean, this is a bizarre way for Barca to go 2-1 down in a game, can I just say?
Very
It's
bizarre.
just long balls over the top. The first one is a really bizarre mistake from Ter Stegen. Barca have about 83% of the ball. This one is a ball in behind. Araujo makes a really silly decision. It's a rash challenge. He shouldn't be going to ground there, I don't think. And out of nowhere, a penalty. Valencia haven't really created much. They haven't pinned Barca and they haven't dissected the Barcelona defence. It's just been hopeless balls up, really, and they've resulted in 2 goals for Valencia. What a strange game for Xavi and his coaching staff to analyse, for us to analyse too.
Yeah.
But that's what this is on a consistent basis. When we're talking about the Barca way, right? The ideology, the methodology of playing this way that we've known for generations now, plural. This is how you find yourselves behind in a game, because it's really the only way for the other team to come out with an effective game plan in terms of countering what you want to do. Barca, we know they're going to have the majority of the possession, so it's always going to feel like they're outplaying the opponent in situations like this when Valencia do go over the top, and you can't really get beaten on those, as you said, Pablo.
And let's not forget they had the chance
stood up
by
tall.
Peter as well, which he scuffed.
Yes.
So I mean,
It's been working for them. I mean, in that situation, I think Araujo just has to show him down the line, stay on his feet there, really. You can't afford to be making a rash challenge there. You know, there's been a few too many of those sorts of challenges from Barcelona in the last few weeks. It's individual mistakes that a manager can't control. You know, you have to back your centre-backs to stay on their feet there, and I'm not really sure what that decision was. I mean, Ter Stegen again, you know, when he came out, of course, rushing earlier, what can we say about that too? So in that regard, I mean, Chavi will be pulling his hair out really, if he has any left after this one. So yeah, really strange opening, you know, 40 minutes nearly now for Barca, where they'll just be thinking, all of a sudden we were comfortable in this game. We're now 2-1 down.
Yeah, I mean, if we go back to what Valencia have done earlier this season in games like this, they had a 2-0 lead at the Santiago Bernabeu, and that's the other top team in La Liga, of course.
Yep.
That team came back to make it 2-2, controversially almost winning it at the end. So I don't see any reason, especially this is what can happen when you play against a young side. They're vulnerable to mistakes, so you have to continue with what you've been doing throughout this game, which is generating the occasional chance so far.
Let's see if Barca can manage to at least bring things back to level terms before half-time. There's just under 5 minutes of regulation time to go. There might be a bit of added time. Fermin had to receive medical attention. There was the penalty call, of course. There's been there's been 3 goals, so I'd say at least 4 minutes. Here's a through ball by Cubarsí to try and quickly play it through. Of course, Barca need to be careful because having to go up and look for goals, they might leave themselves exposed at the back. By the way, there's been a tactical change, right, Marbro? Araujo's at right back right now, and Koundé's been moved to centre back.
But in the left part, and Cubarsí is in the right part. So I think it has to be for the way that Valencia is playing, putting Mamardashvili a lot of long balls directly to the forwards. Maybe it has to be something interesting, because Cubarsí is moving to the right part of the centre-back, Koundé in the left part of the centre-back, and Araujo is moving as a right back. This is another foul, and this is a yellow card. Yellow card for
Cubarsí.
Help me, I think it's for Cubarsí.
Yep.
Yeah, it's for Kubasi. Remember that if Gundogan, Christensen, or Oriol Romeu, who's in the bench, if they receive a yellow card today, they cannot be played next game against Girona. This is our 3 players with 4 yellow cards. But yeah, this is important. I think that it has to be the way that Mamardashvili is playing. Long balls for Hugo Duro, for all the forwards of Valencia. And maybe something that can be the same in the second half. Remember that I said that Sergio Roberto was warming up, but it just a few seconds when Fermin was complaining about the head that he had in a few minutes.
Yeah. Right. 42 minutes of this second half. It all started out well with the Fermin goal. Valencia have turned it around. 1 goal scored by Hugo Duro, the other by Pepero, who, by the way, I saw the stat, 6 goals in La Liga, all 6 from the penalty spot.
Yeah, well, I mean, one of those stats, isn't it, when he's stepping up and you say he's got 5 out of 5 from the penalty spot, you know, looks ominous really from a Barcelona point of view, and he was confident with the way he struck it down the middle. Always a sign of a confident penalty taker, I feel, when they bet on the keeper diving one way and he just calmly placed it down the middle of the net. But Barca have got a lot of work to do now. You know, the fans won't let Barca slip away with this one. We mentioned the situation Barca are in La Liga after this result holds. Barca will finish this match week in 3rd place going in to the game away to Girona. So Barca have to really, really wake up in the second half. And it's interesting because I thought it was an okay first half an hour or so for Barca. We'll have a look here.
Struggling to create opportunities though. There's Cancelo with the shot.
That's what he can do.
By Mamardashvili.
Big save. It's an important save for them, but that's what he can do. Cancelo is be a creator. Sometimes, most of the time, it's with his passing, but here he just steps in on his right foot.
He's got that in his locker.
Good angle. Tries to go near post. Mamardashvili's ready.
Corner kick for Barca. Gundogan will serve. There's the incoming cross by Gundogan, punched up in the air by Mamardashvili. There'll be another corner kick for Barca. Lamine Yamal wants to take it quick. Rafinha's going to head over there. Final chances for Barca.
In a few minutes, we will know how many added time.
Yep, I'm going to say about
we will have
4.
3, 4, yeah.
3 for me.
Well, there are 3 goals. It's 1 goal per 1 minute per goal, right? There's a Fermin having to be treated as well.
Yeah.
Another corner kick for Barca. It's Rafinha trying to find Araujo at the near post there. It was cleared by the Valencia defense. In comes another cross. Once again, Barca trying to play at the near post. Lewandowski's going to pick it up. Incoming cross by Lewandowski. Christensen had it. Lamine Yamal inside the box. Lamine swarmed by defenders. Another corner kick, and there's a Valencia player who's down right now.
They were complaining. I don't know if you guys noticed, in sort of the month of April, I thought Barcelona have looked really strong from set pieces and corners. Every time we get a corner, we look really threatening. The Clásico included. There, Lewandowski.
Like a little accidental stomp, too.
5 minutes. 5 minutes of added time.
Plus whatever we get here. We're ready. Okay.
Yeah. Right. Gundogan will serve. Bit of pushing and tugging inside the box. Complaints from the crowd. Incoming cross. Let's see who can get there. The header hits the post. The ball's still inside. Araujo.
Has to be.
Pinball situation. Fermin's volley is blocked. And Cancelo get there now. Cancelo keeps it alive. Valencia will have a chance on the counter-attack, though, as they recover.
Do you see what I mean about corners?
Yep.
We win every first contact. Looks so threatening.
Careful here. It's a 3-on-4. Peter went down as he tried to switch direction, lost his balance. And Barca managed to transition well in defence there. Now Koundé under pressure. Koundé trying to clear. Well blocked, well covered, well pressured. I want to see a replay of that chance that just hit the post. Careful here, Lamine Yamal can get around.
That's a handball.
Hands.
Was it inside or outside of the box?
Outside the box.
If it was outside the box.
Is that not a red card?
It would be. Here we go.
It has to be.
It's outside.
Hey,
that's a handball. This is it. Send him off. Mamardashvili's off. He's off.
Is that a red card offence?
Wait a minute.
So it has to be a red card.
If it's outside the box, can VAR intervene?
On a
Yeah, because
on a
it's the
handball,
last
yeah.
man. It's the last man. So if it's the last man, if it's the last man,
Yeah.
Yeah.
hands
It is.
outside the box, it's a red card, and VAR has to analyze the situation.
It touched the arm. It touched the arm.
And the
undeniably.
Burgos is listening something. Yeah.
You know what's it? Another goalkeeping error.
Yeah. But more or
But
less the
because
same. It's
Lamine
just
Yamal
taken.
was making
it's
a
bad
shot.
first touch.
It is a clear one.
Bad
If
touch.
Mamardashvili is the last man, it's
He
quite
most definitely
clear.
was.
It's
It's
clear.
handball.
It's
It's
very
handball.
clear.
You touch the ball with a hand. Yeah, it's a handball outside the box. It has
And
to be red card. It's
undeniable.
the last man.
Yeah. It's
It
got
is.
to be.
It is. It is.
It has to be a red
Live
card.
chat. Thoughts? What do you think?
I'm quite surprised the linesman didn't see it from there.
It's a very quick action. I think
Yeah.
Lamine goes around the
Yeah.
side of the keeper where the handball actually occurs. So maybe he's limiting the
Bar.
vision of the
Right.
assistant.
Bar. De Burgos is going to the bar. De Burgos is going to the screen just to check if the action is the same way as we explained. At first, for example, in the penalty, I said Araujo's touching first the ball. You said no, clearly not. Okay, we assume that was a clear penalty. But in this
This is a
action,
clear
in the
handball.
first part, we say that we're hands, and it's a clear handball.
Mamardashvili knows.
If
He knows.
he's the last
He does.
man,
He
it's
Valencia, they're preparing the
it has to be
replacement
a red
keeper.
card, and yeah. All the people is watching in the stadium, guys. This is the way that you are listening to all the fans shouting. It is because right now in the screens of Montjuic, we are watching in the screen right now. The action is very clear. The Burgos Bengoechea has seen it. He's going inside the pitch.
Yeah.
He's directly going to Mamardashvili. He's making the screen with the hands. Red card, and listen to Montjuic.
Yeah.
Mamardashvili is sent off.
Yeah. Right, Valencia
Wow.
down to 10 men. Mamardashvili knew. Baraja knew. The replacement keeper knew. Everyone absolutely knew.
How interesting was that, by the way? The sub-keeper being ready before he'd gone to check the screen.
Well,
Because
I mean,
there's being realistic and there's being full of yourself, and I think Valencia were realistic.
I mean,
They got to be ready. He's got to have them ready.
Yeah, the sad thing here for Barca is that what we get out of it is a free kick. We haven't necessarily been all that good at free kicks in the past few seasons. And what Lamine Yamal would have taken away from this had it not been a handball was a clear goal-scoring opportunity. So, yeah.
it's a question of would you rather be at 2-2 and 11v11 in the second half, or 2-1 down and 11v10?
And
Well,
you can
it's-
have,
it's
why,
an
don't,
interesting question.
It's the PSG
why don't you
predicament.
ask that question from a week ago or 2 weeks ago?
But with the way I think Barcelona are
Against Las Palmas, remember?
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. That's a good
It's
example.
what happened in 2006 Champions League final against Arsenal.
Oh, true.
We
as
prefer
well.
a goal by Julie, and Arsenal remaining with 11. It was the same question, yeah.
This is what I mean. In both of those games, it didn't then just mean the floodgates opened for Barca, because Valencia are going to do what Las Palmas did and what Arsenal did, and that's just sit in. You know, Barca aren't necessarily going to... What Valencia will notice is they don't have the spare man to play long balls to release, you know, to break a little bit, but in terms of what Barca have got to try and break down, it'll be quite similar, if not even more of a wall really right now there for Valencia. So Barca are still really going to find problems in that regard, and that's the question as to whether would you prefer to be level, 11v11, or would you prefer to need 2 goals against
Well,
10?
Valencia have made the substitution. Jaume Dominic comes on, and
Yeah.
De Almeida is the player who's been taken off there, number 10.
Take care,
Marbrau.
Robert, it's not Jaume.
Oh, sorry.
We cannot pronounce Jaume in the same way, and in Catalan way. Yeah, it's Jaume. But
Jaume.
he said that he prefers to be named with the Valencia accent. Jaume Dominic.
Jaume
Not
Dominic.
It's Jaume. Yeah.
Right.
I like it. We got to
I like
be.
it.
I like
No,
it. Yeah.
exactly. We got to pronounce correctly. However he wants it pronounced. He's the one he's the name bearer. Right. So a free kick for Barca. By the way, we were referencing the Paris final against Arsenal when Jens Lehmann got sent off. Marbrau, you know what makes me feel old? Pablo Bulls Blanco, how old were you when that final occurred?
4. Disgrace.
That was my first year in university.
I
I was 18 years old, going on to 19.
I was coming off of the high of the White Sox winning the World Series.
Didn't even know what Football Club Barcelona was then, Spence. Barca have a free kick here on the edge of the box. Rafinha could take it with his left foot. There he goes, Rafinha! Saved by Jaume.
Called into action right away.
It's a good free kick by the Brazilian winger. We'll see how much time is added on here as Barca continue to attack. Lamine Yamal on the edge of the box. Could take the shot. Oof, that was felt close.
He almost sits unprepared from the free kick. And Rafinha nearly caught him out there, I thought, at the far post. Good, smart stopping, and then Lamine with that effort. Who knows where that was ending up from our view.
Yeah, it
far
wasn't
wide in
as
the end.
close.
Yeah.
Right, but do you think there'll be much more time added on? Because I'm lost here. I don't know when the game was stopped.
I think it's like to be 3 minutes, but it passed 2 minutes since the last free kick, so maybe 1 or 2. The Burgos is watching no. I think 1 more minute for sure.
Okay, let's see. Can Barca make the most of it? Valencia down to 10 men after Mamardashvili got sent off. And through the back of my mind is going a thought, thinking, Mamardashvili is on one of my fantasy teams. Oh well. It's good for Barca today. I'll take it.
Slow realization.
Right at the end of the fantasy season, too.
Yeah. I'm not doing that well. It's not going to affect the end result of my season, which has been poor. Right. One last action for Barca. Here is Lamine Yamal. He's going to go one-on-one on the right wing, passing back to Jules Koundé. By the way, Koundé is back at right back here.
Nice link up.
Lamine Yamal inside the box, trying to get through a wall of 3 defenders.
I think we'll have one more. We'll have one more.
We may have one
The
more
Burgos
here.
is making something with the hands, saying to Barca, one more.
Okay.
It's going to look
We'll
a
go
lot
through to
like,
the 54th minute, it feels like here.
this in the second half, I think.
Cancelo through to Lewandowski. Lewandowski with his back to goal. Lewandowski with a limited angle. Lamine Yamal trying to go for the acrobatic finish there.
He was
as the
late.
ball was the cross was behind him.
Yeah, he actually had a chance to pull off a Chilena. He was just late to realizing that that was the only option.
Trying to improvise there, Lamine Yamal. And that may have been Barca's final chance in this first half. It's half time. It's half time. Thank you, Manuel. We'll come back to you in the middle of half time. We'll talk to you once you're ready there. It's a 2-1 defeat so far for Barca in this first half. A first half which has been extremely strange. Barca took the lead with a Fermin goal, gave away 3 counter-attack opportunities for Valencia. They made the most of 2 of them. 1 with a Ter Stegen mistake, 1 with a penalty converted by Pepelu. Then Mamardashvili was sent off after a bad touch, and then he had to intervene there, trying to prevent Lamine Yamal from going straight to goal. Handball, Mamardashvili. A couple of more chances for Barca, but all in all, I'm not sure if this is a thumbs up, a thumbs sideways, thumbs down. Just thumbs sideways, guys.
If you're asking me about Barca's first half performance, I'm probably going to agree with you and put my thumb generally horizontal.
Veering towards down because
But if you're asking me about the entertainment value of this game, I'm putting the thumb up because this has been a very fun watch, which is much better than we've gotten in the past with 1 month to go left in the regulars in the season. So it's not Barca Getafe, put it that way.
Pablo.
Barca have this game in their hands now, I'd say. You know, obviously it was a really strange first half, being 1-0 up, looked comfortable, looked like we were playing good football. To a good enough extent anyway, had loads of possession. Valencia have hit Barca out of nowhere really with long balls, and they've caused Barca big problems all night long. Probably won't be able to do that now that they're down to 10 men, and that will give Barca a lot of respite in that regard. And it's all about Barca pinning in the 10-man Valencia now and seeing if they can rack up goals in the second half. They have to win tonight. They knew that coming into the game, and now 2-1 down unexpectedly. They won't be happy about that, but they will be happy about the man advantage.
And there'll be a lot more happening in the second half. Barca will be playing against 10 men. We'll see if they can make the most of it. It's important to try and get the win today, to try and climb up back into that second position in La Liga. We're going to take a brief break here. 5 minutes. We'll show you what's on Barca 1 during that time. We're going to take a breather, and we'll be back with some halftime analysis.
Cuando pienso en mis orígenes, sí que tenía ese sueño de poder ser jugador de fútbol, pero no me imaginaba que podía llegar a un equipo top como el Barça.
Vull el millor per a aquest club. I el sento, m'han fet ser així a casa tots som culers i sigui a dins del club o fora, estaré remant sempre perquè tot vagi bé.
La primera está haciendo la primera.
Rivera.
Sí, yo qué sé. Rivera.
Do you remember the challenge you proposed in the blue and red program?
A canoe race in the Olympic canal?
That's correct.
Thank you.
Caroline Graham Hansen always knew what she wanted to be when she was older.
En quin partit vas trencar el rècord de jugador més jove en anotar un gol a la Lliga?
Granada.
Barça-Cádiz, Granada-Barça, Barça-Atlético.
Granada-Barça.
Está muy fácil.
Hombre, si
Yo he metido 2 goles.
se te queda ahí y la empujas ahí.
Back to his right, the cross by Cancelo. Oh, Lamine Yamal opens the scoring for Barça.
What was my dream when I was a kid? I explained it in the Dare to Play series. A classic ballet dancer, astronaut, scientific, and scientific in ice bears. And B and C is correct.
Yeah, I would say astronaut.
Astronaut?
Did you say that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would guess this.
Yeah, I think I said like B and C, like astronaut and...
Both of them?
Yeah.
Oh,
When I was a kid.
yeah.
When I was a kid, I had 2 things I was going to be. I was an astronaut and I'm going to be a scientist on ice bears, so...
Quin contingut del Barça, Barça One protagonitzo amb Gemma Mangual? A. Descobrim Barcelona. B. Orígens. C. Ferran Torres somiant junts.
Origen.
No. Tío, qué paquete,
¿Qué
loco.
es esa pregunta que son?
Descobrim Barcelona.
Madre mía.
T'he portat a la confraria de pescadors del Port de Barcelona perquè aquí està l'origen de la Barceloneta.
Do you remember all the goal scorers in the Champions League final against Chelsea?
Yeah, Aitana, Alexia, me, and a own goal.
Yeah.
Encara Martens, línia de fons, Martens!
En quin poble d'Uruguai va néixer Ronald Araujo? És el lloc on hem anat a gravar el seu capítol de la sèrie Orígens. A. Rivera. B. Picamero. C. Tuacanrembo.
Picamero.
No.
Cuando pienso en mis orígenes, sí que tenía ese sueño de poder ser jugador de fútbol, pero no me imaginaba que podía llegar a un equipo top como el Barça.
What was the result of the historic game against Real Madrid in the Champions League that marked the greatest assistance in the women's match? Like highest attendance.
When we played in Camp Nou?
Yeah, highest attendance. What was the score in this game? Against
Either 4-2 or 5-2. Is it 5-2? Yeah, correct.
Very good.
Nunca en la historia del fútbol femenino se había congregado tanta gente en un estadio para ver un partido de fútbol.
A Barça One pots trobar els millors moments de Lamine Yamal al futbol formatiu del Barça. Amb quina edat vaig arribar a la Masia?
Però dime.
A. 8 anys. B. 9. C. 7.
7. ¡Oh, tío!
Suerte tienes.
Sé de ti mucho, Sé de ti más que tú.
Otro partido en el cual marcas, ya llevas varios goles en las 3 jornadas. ¿Cómo te sientes en este inicio de temporada? Mejor imposible, ¿no?
Sí, estoy bien, pero voy a intentar mejorar.
Cuando pienso en mis orígenes, sí que tenía ese sueño de poder ser jugador de fútbol, pero no me imaginaba que podía llegar a un equipo top como el Barça.
Vull el millor per a aquest club. I el sento, m'han fet ser així a casa. A casa tots som culers i sigui a dins del club o fora, estaré remant sempre perquè tot vagi bé.
Cuando Cuando pienso en mis orígenes, sí que tenía ese sueño de poder ser jugador de fútbol, pero no me imaginaba que podía llegar a un equipo top como el Barça.
Vull el millor per a aquest club. I el sento, m'han fet ser així a casa. A casa tots som culers i sigui a dins del club o fora, estaré remant sempre perquè tot vagi bé.
La primera está haciendo la primera.
Rivera.
Sí, que sí. Rivera.
Do you remember the challenge you proposed in the blue and red program?
A canoe race in the Olympic canal.
That's correct.
Thank you.
Always knew what she wanted to be when she was older.
En quin partit vas trencar el rècord de jugador més jove en anotar un gol a la Lliga?
Granada.
Barça-Cádiz, Granada-Barça, Barça-Leche.
Granada-Barça.
Está muy fácil.
Hombre, si
he metido dos goles.
Se te queda ahí y la empujas ahí.
Back to his right, the cross by Cancelo. Oh, Lamine Yamal opens the scoring for Barça.
What was my dream when I was a kid? I explained it in the Dare to Play series. A classic ballet dancer, astronaut, scientific, and scientific in ice bears. B and C is correct.
Yeah, I would say astronaut.
Astronaut?
Did you say that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would guess this.
Yeah, I think I said like B and C, like astronaut and...
Both of them?
Yeah.
Oh,
When I was a kid.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, I had two things I was going to be. I was an astronaut and I'm going to be a scientist on ice bears, so...
Quin contingut del Barça, Barça One protagonitzo amb Gemma Mangual? A. Descobrim Barcelona. B. Orígens. C. Ferran Torres somiant junts.
Orígens.
No. Tío, qué paquete,
¿Qué
loco.
es esa pregunta que son?
Descobrim Barcelona.
Madre mía.
T'he portat a la confraria de pescadors del Port de Barcelona perquè aquí està l'origen de la Barceloneta.
Do you remember all the goal scorers in the Champions League final against Chelsea?
Yeah, Aitana, Alexia, me, and our own goal.
Yeah.
Encara Martens, línia de fons, Martens! Gol!
En quin poble d'Uruguai va néixer Ronald Araujo? És el lloc on hem anat a gravar el seu capítol de la sèrie Orígens. A. Rivera. B. Picamero. C. Tuacanrembo.
Picamero.
No.
Cuando pienso en mis orígenes, sí que tenía ese sueño de poder ser jugador de fútbol, pero no me imaginaba que podía llegar a un equipo top como el Barça.
What was the result of the historic game against Real Madrid in the Champions League that marked the greatest assistance in the women's match? The highest attendance.
When we played in Camp Nou?
Yeah, highest attendance. What was the score in this game? Against
Either 4-2 or 5-2. Is it 5-2? Yeah.
Correct. Very good.
Nunca en la historia del fútbol femenino se había congregado tanta gente en un estadio para ver un partido de fútbol.
A Barça One pots trobar els millors moments de Lamine Yamal al futbol formatiu del Barça. Amb quina edat vaig arribar a la Masia?
Dime.
A. 8 anys. B. 9. C. 7.
7. ¡Oh, tío!
Suerte tienes.
Sé de ti mucho, Sé de ti más que tú.
Otro partido en el cual marcas, ya llevas varios goles en las 3 jornadas. ¿Cómo te sientes en este inicio de temporada? Mejor imposible, ¿no?
Sí, estoy bien, pero voy a intentar mejorar.
Cuando pienso en mis orígenes, sí que tenía ese sueño de poder ser jugador de fútbol, pero no me imaginaba que podía llegar a un equipo top como el Barça.
Vull el millor per a aquest club. I el sento, m'han fet ser així a casa. A casa tots som culers i sigui a dins del club o fora, estaré remant sempre perquè tot vagi bé.
Right, we're back. It's half-time at the Olympic Stadium in Montjuic. Barca are down 2-1. Took a 1-0 lead with the Fermin goal, but Valencia managed to overturn it in what was a strange first half. Guys, Barca will be playing against 10 men in this second half. What do you think we can expect?
Well, I think we can expect a lot of what we've been seeing as Barca fans for the last month. We've already mentioned the two examples of those games when somebody got sent off early or in the first half and the game completely changed because that team had to make a sacrificial substitution. The Barça PSG, of course, and Barça Las Palmas. One on each end for Barça, and both of them resulted in the team with 11 men going on and getting the job done. So that gives you confidence that this game will go similarly, which is what we can expect, which is Barça having a lot of the ball.
Do you expect any quick movements from Xavi?
He may look to throw on an extra attacker, because I think a big aspect of this second half that we're going to see is Valencia aren't going to have as many of those outbreaks that we saw them have in the first half that was causing Barca a lot of issues. That'll make Chavi Hernandez, I think, sleep a little bit better tonight, because Valencia have been really threatening from long balls and counter-attacks. Very good. And I think Barca maybe want to pull out an extra midfielder, throw on an extra attacker, someone like a Ferran Torres or João Felix. They have options of Vitor Roque on the bench. That certainly could be something that Chavi does in the next 10-15 minutes. He did the same against Las Palmas when Barca when Las Palmas went on to 10 men. So look, I'm expecting Barca to be dominant this half possession-wise. They were in the first half, but even more so now. Valencia aren't going to have much of an outball. It's all about Barca breaking down what I think is going to be a wall of Valencia players.
Well, at half-time, we usually ask you who was the best player of the first half. It's a tough one today because we're down in the score. It's not been the brightest of first halves for Barca. 3 options there. Cancelo 1, Fermin 2, Lamine Yamal 3. Any thoughts? I mean, Fermin's the goal scorer.
Yes.
Easy option.
He's the goal scorer, and I was the one who said him, but you know me, man. I'm not one to take credit for anything here. Actually, I think Lamine has been the best player. I really do. Yeah. He's been the most option creating.
Yeah.
He's doing that because he's so shifty. And Fermin got the goal. Cancelo provided a chance or two, had a shot on target, but yeah, it's all Lamine for me.
Felt similarly about Rafinha as well, but the variety of the assist has created a couple of situations there. Maybe Lamine Yamal's been a bit more prolific down the right-hand side.
Yeah, to me, Rafinha's a top player, by the way. I know he splits opinion, but I think he's been brilliant since he signed for Barcelona. I think he's very underrated, produces goals and assists, works so hard, creates chances, is often the man who Barca look to really get the game going. But Lamine is producing similar sort of work on the right-hand side, and for me, he's been Barca's best player in the first half and will potentially, if Barca go on to win this game, be the main factor and the main reason for that.
Well, the players are still in the dressing room. We see João Felix warming up, maybe one of the options to come on in the second half. There may also be a very motivated Ferran Torres to play against his former team. Options for Xavi on the bench.
Yeah, I'd like to get a full list of those options too. I want to take a look at them.
I have it. I have it. If you give me a second.
Yeah, because as you mentioned, Pablo, it's got to be attacking options.
Yeah.
It has
think
to.
so. And maybe for a midfielder.
So in terms
of João Felix in a number 10 role.
In terms of field players, you've got Ferran, you've got Pedri, of course, who's starting from the bench today. You've got João Felix, you've got Marcos Alonso, Oriol Romeo, Vitor Roque, Sergio Roberto, Marc Casado, and Héctor Fort.
I don't mind the idea of a Vitor Roque coming on out at some point to give us 20-30 minutes of
Well, there's 2 subs
energy.
here.
Well, there's 2 subs, and neither of them we could have predicted probably. Inigo Martinez and Sergio Roberto are coming on.
Surprised me. I think when we look to our bench options, you mentioned Pedri there, you mentioned Vitor Roque, you mentioned Ferran, João Felix. For it not to be any of those 4 when you're bringing your first 2 subs on.
And Cubarsí.
That surprises me. But it's interesting from Chavi. Sergio Roberto has popped up with big goals. I remember the game at home to Almeria here at the end of December where Sergio Roberto got 2 big goals and a 3-2 win for Barca. So, hey, I mean, let's trust Chavi.
Before we jump to conclusions, let's trust that Xavi's been thinking about this and has a plan here, because we've been talking about attacking options. Neither of those are traditional attacking options.
No.
And Also, don't forget, as we heard Mark say in the first half, Christensen is one of the 3 players on yellow card suspension watch, so he's been taken off, which means he'll be available next week for sure, unless he pipes up from the bench, which is unlikely.
I see a comment saying we want Sarah on this show again. Well, so do I, really. I mean, we had a great time with Sarah on the show, but she's at the stadium. She's at the stadium today, taking care of your social media content. So much love here to Sarah Salabor, who we miss on the show, of course. Second half has started. I think also taking into account that Valencia, careful here.
Got the ball, says the referee.
Íñigo Martínez got the ball, but that was very close as a Valencia player went tumbling over. Barça on the counter-attack here. The ball played out wide by Fermin. Rafinha couldn't get to it. I think Xavi's thinking here is, since Valencia are trying to sit back and hit Barça on the counter-attack, by the way, good call there. Íñigo Martínez did get the ball first. Maybe we don't need Christensen as the holding figure there. And you can go a bit more attacking with Sergio Roberto, who's a player who can make runs into the box similarly to Fermin.
I think that's the aim from Chavi in that one. I mean, the Íñigo Martínez one is a different situation where he's come off a Cubarsí, but maybe for, left-footed, more passing options and channels that he can provide. But for Sergio Roberto, yeah, of course, we were talking about taking out a midfielder, and Christensen's the obvious one, being a natural centre-back if you're trying to go more attacking. And that just, well, you may would have said to Pedri to come on for him, but Sergio Roberto, like I've said, very good at running into the box and just produce big goals for Barca.
Right, let's go to Marc Brau. Marc, we're talking about those substitutions. What are your thoughts? Sergio Roberto and Íñigo Martínez have come on.
Well, for Íñigo Martínez, I think it can be good because Íñigo Martínez is very tall, and for that direct playing way of balance, it can be a great option. Of course, in the way that he is spreading the ball directly for the defense, I think it can be a little bit interesting. He's more physical than Pau Cubarsí. And in the midfield, I'm good with all that you said. Christensen has 4 yellow cards, and maybe we need now with Valencia with 10 players a midfield more aggressive with more midfielders, because Christensen is playing as a holding midfielders, but all of us knowing that he's a defender. We have more options. I listened to Pablo talking about Pedri, and right now Joe Felix, Ferran and Pedri are warming up, so he will be ready if Xavi wants to make a second substitution. And I have another stat. We don't gonna comment a lot because it has to be quite logical for the weather that we have today. The worst entrance in the stands, well, 30,167 fans. But I think it's quite good, just to the day that we had here in Barcelona.
Look out.
More than 30,000 fans. I think it's quite good.
Yeah, the rain is just it's a deterrent for some people. So I guess.
I mean, the way it was raining here, it would have been a deterrent for me, and I'm passionate about this club.
I just think we disagree about. I just think we disagree about rain. That's all.
Okay.
You would have been there, yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
I'm uncomfortable enough as it is here. Indoors. Careful here. Araujo with an opportunity shot blocked, and it'll be a corner kick for Barca. Feeling soaked.
I mean, look, am I more comfortable being dry and in the confines of a building with a roof over my head? Yeah, sure. But would I commit to going out there, sitting there for 2 hours, and then coming back and stripping all of the...
Careful, Lewandowski with a header. There it is.
Come on.
Vamos! Lewandowski with the equalizer.
Just chill. It's all right. It's all right.
Robert.
Vamos, wait a minute, because the referee is saying, hang on.
They're complaining.
Valencia are complaining, and I'm not sure what they're complaining about. That looks like it's a goal, right? It's a goal.
I think that they're talking. I think they're talking because a Barca player is just in front of Jaume Domènech, not Lewandowski. Maybe he's thinking that he's in offside position.
Right, so Fermin is definitely off. Lewandowski with a header.
Come on, man.
This is too much.
Yeah, it's too much. But I can see the Valencia players' claim there with how everything's gone this season, that Fermin moves, makes an effort to touch the ball.
You know what frustrates me?
It's very frustrating.
Some goals you think that they won't get involved with that, will they, VAR? When it's a corner and it's a header, you think, this one's definitely fine. And then you see the players surrounding the referee, you're like, what's happened? And then we've seen it. They're going to rule this out, you'd imagine.
Let's see. Does VAR, does the Burgos Bengochea think that Fermin was in some way involved there? I mean, I no longer know.
Because it's a judgment call. Literally, you have to make your own judgment on it.
It's goal. It's goal. It's goal. The referee's saying it's goal. It's goal, guys. It's goal. It's goal. It's goal for our striker.
Come on, let's celebrate again.
Goals by Robert Lewandowski. Come on. Come on.
That's the beauty of VAR. We were complaining about VAR. You get to celebrate it twice.
Look at the passionate celebration from Fermin there. Vamos! Hey!
2-2.
Good time to score for Barcelona, by the way. We just...
Let's fill the live chat with some fists. I'm gonna go ahead and do that to celebrate the Lewandowski goal. It's a good header, by the way. Two-headed goals. When was the last time that Barca scored 2 headers in 1 game, Marc Brau? Caught you on that one.
Yeah, stats guy.
He's gone silent. He's gone silent.
That is harsh. That is harsh.
He's thinking.
Careful here. Barca need to deal with that one. I'm not sure he even knows that we asked him a question.
No.
Marc, are you there?
I'd like to pretend and think that he does know.
Me too.
He might not be there. Do you know, Pub?
I'm just having a little think to myself now. 2 headers in 1 game.
2 headers in 1 game.
To be off the top of my head, I can't give it to you.
We'll have to. Well, we'll have to see first of all if we can get Marc Brau back, because it would be nice to be able to talk to him.
Surely,
they scored a bunch of them last year.
Surely Marc Brau can't conjure that up, by the way.
Well, they scored a bunch of them last year, but we were the 1-0 squad last year, so
2 headers.
2 in 1 game.
Was it not the first leg of the Champions League quarters?
No.
Christensen.
Rafinha has 2.
No. I was thinking. When I was thinking Rafinha, he caught it on the volley.
Yeah.
But it was his foot.
Right.
God, I mean, it might not even be this season, by the way.
Probably not.
No.
I see no one following. Oh, I see a couple of fist bumps there. There's mine on the live chat. I'm going to do it again.
By the way, good time for Barca to score. To be, 10 v 11, you always want to get the early goal. You don't want to give Valencia the belief that they feel okay with sitting in with 10. We feel confident we're keeping Barca at bay. To score from a corner is massive. The sort of situation Valencia, with a man at a disadvantage, wouldn't have wanted to have conceded from, and Barca score at a really good time in the second half.
Alan Goel going, is it La Liga? Of course, yeah, it is La Liga. It's Matchday 33. Come on, guys. More celebrations, more fist bumps there.
Brilliant from Fermin.
Good action from Fermin.
He's so good at he plays that Frankie role a little bit, and then he just knows how to carry the ball forward.
Yeah, he's a good driver with the ball, isn't he? And arrives into the box really well as well. A scorer from midfield, as we've seen again today.
There's Fermin on the right. Fermin with the cross inside, up in the air by Jarek.
Again, by the way.
Downey says, hello from Edinburgh, Scotland. Hello there. Is it raining in Edinburgh, Scotland? It is here.
It's all the Scots there. They're flooding in today. Goodness me.
Yeah. You were going to say something, Pablo?
Yeah, I was going to say corners again for Barca. Yep. Corners again for Barca. Not something we usually traditionally say, oh, that's Barca's strong spot. Here we go.
Here we go again. Lewandowski from the edge of the box, straight into the hands of Chavi.
But again, we look really threatening from them. Get the first contact. Lewandowski there on the front post scores that time. But it's been a theme. I looked at the Clásico last week, and I thought, against Real Madrid, we're usually the side who don't really hit them from corners. But I mean, we looked so dangerous, especially in that first half, every time a corner came in.
Who scored the goal for Barca, the second goal? That was Robert Lewandowski. That's why the fist bumps. Why is the double fists on the live chat?
I just saw
Carolina, exactly.
Yeah,
did you see that?
I just saw, I said, so just joined from studying. How are we at a 2-2 game when we're the ones with the man advantage? Because the man advantage didn't come until after Barca were trailing 2-1, and so with the man advantage, Barca have a 1-0 lead.
And hi to Carolina. studying is important. Studying.
Yes.
I mean, take a break to watch the Barca game, then go back to studying.
It has to be, you know. It's many times where there's been essays due in, but when it's Barca time, it's Barca time.
Barca, exactly. Who scored the first goal, says Platon? Who scored the first? Fermin, of course, Fermin. Fermin, great header. 2 headers.
Yes.
And we're still going to have to think about that one. Right, Barca with a chance in transition here. Fermin to Rafinha. Rafinha trying to switch over to Lamine Yamal.
That was back when I was convinced that my 1-0 prediction was going to be right.
None of us said Valencia would score, by the way.
Yeah, exactly, and we were greatly wrong about that. Is Barca going to score again, says George Harris.
Yeah,
I'm hoping so. We can hear you, Mark Brau. Right, did you hear the question we had for you?
Okay. No, yes, give me a question. I lost the connection just a few minutes, but I recovered now.
I don't think you heard it.
Okay, Carolina says she just had a deadline. Good job, Carolina.
Well done.
Mark Brau, we were asking, when was the last time that Barca scored 2 headers in one game? Do you know that, stat guy?
Stat guy?
I have to search a little bit. No,
Okay.
I have to search a little bit.
Oh, careful here.
But what I can say is that today, the 2 men who assist, Gundogan and Rafinha, are the top assistants of the season. 12 each other. Incredible number of assistants, I think, for 12 Gundogan, 12 Rafinha. I think we are great numbers for them. And I will search for the last time that Barca scored 2 goals by header.
I don't know if it's this season. I don't think it is.
I'd be very surprised.
Very surprised.
Would it have been last season even though?
Well, yeah, last season we didn't have that many games with multiple goals. So.
I don't even know if this game had 2 headers, and it was a while ago. It wasn't even last season. It was the season before that. But the 4-0 at the Bernabeu?
Araujo.
Did Alba?
Yes.
Alba?
Yes. 2 headers, yeah.
Oh, Alba, yeah.
Huh?
Very good. It's whether there would be. It's whether there would have been one since then.
Yeah.
Has there been one since?
Yeah.
Right. Are there any signs, Maribral, that Xavi may move more pieces coming soon?
Not for the moment. For the moment, the same players, Ferran, Pedri, and João Felix are warming up, but without the news.
By the way, I'm just going to put it out there to my bosses. I don't know if they're listening or not. I may not come in tomorrow. I may have a cold. I'm just so starting to shimmer.
Do you need a blanket? Do we have a Barca blanket somewhere?
I could do with one. I don't think it would
you
help. It's just that my clothes are wet.
Do you want to come over here?
No, I'm fine.
It's the wet jeans is the killer, honestly. Because
I didn't finish my Mallorca story, by the way, because Barca scored.
Oh, and they may
score again
as Gundogan plays it through to Rafinha. Lewandowski hustling there. Chaume will pick it up. Right, Spencer, finish your Mallorca story.
So before the game, I spent several hours driving around in a rental car, just seeing the island that I'd never seen before. And it was in March, early March, so it wasn't quite tourist season yet. So most of the roads and the beaches were fairly empty with very few people. One of the beaches.
I'm just untying my shoes. I'm sorry. My feet feel trapped in here.
So along the lines of feeling empapado.
I am so feeling chop and empapado. And
So I'm traveling alone. I get to this beach called Sa Calorba, which is just this tiny little beautiful coastal beach area, and the waves, because it's the Costa Brava, are strong, and they're banging up against this walkway that you walk along carved through the rock along the rocky beach. And I'm just watching the waves, thinking like nothing of it. Like, yeah, they're strong, but they're all the way down there, maybe 30, 40 meters below. And I'm looking at one swell that's coming in towards the coastline, and I'm thinking, that's a pretty big wave. And I'm watching it from my perch on the railing, and I'm like, that's a pretty good-sized wave. And it comes up, and out of nowhere, because it comes in blind, I saw it disappear, and then like 5,000 liters of water come pouring right over the top of me, knocking off my glasses, knocking my phone out of my hand.
Wow.
And I'm soaked from head to toe for the rest of the day. Yeah. People walk by on the beach looking at me like, what happened to you?
Well, yeah, my story is lame next to that one. I just had to go move my car. And look at me now. I'm sorry, I had to take my shoes off.
Can we get a blow dryer in here?
Well, yeah, it might not be the best acoustic thing for this show. But yeah, and I'm not wearing the avocado socks. I'm contemplating not ever wearing the avocado socks again.
Why?
They've been through many disasters as well. I mean, at one point maybe they were the lucky charm. I think they lost their charm a while ago.
Ooh. Okay.
I'll have to like internally debate
So
that.
what-
But careful here, because Barca are attacking Gundogan with it cross blocked. Jurassic Park socks. No, they are not Jurassic Park socks. They are flamingo socks. Good job that flamingos can float and stand on water.
Yeah, exactly.
And flamingos' knees are comparable to your thumbs because they go in the opposite direction.
Oh yeah.
You know.
I got the answer for the question you said before.
Oh, sorry, George Harris. I'm
We
greasing
have-
the shoes is awful. Sorry. I yeah. Sorry. Sorry, Mark. Go.
Somebody's listened to me.
Yeah. Go. Yeah. We're listening.
Last time scoring 2 goals in same match, it was against Levante. Do you remember that
Oh,
goal
Luke de Jong.
for
Luke
Luke
de
de
Jong.
Jong in the other time? That time, Aubameyang scored the second one as a header, and the third one was Luke de Jong. So it was that game.
3-2, right?
Yeah.
Same season, yeah, 3-2, the same year as in Bernabeu. So come on, oh!
There's Koundé with a shot, the
watch in a
block,
few
on the
minutes.
rebound.
Offside.
The opportunity was offside by Lewandowski.
Offside. So the game that Spence said was good, 2 headers, Aubameyang and Araujo in Bernabeu, but a few days after that game, Barça won in Ciutat de Valencia against Levante, and with 2 headers, one of Aubameyang and last one Luke de Jong. I remember shouting that goal. It was incredible, the way that Jordi Alba put the cross inside the box and the goal scored by Luke de Jong 2 years ago.
I was just trying to find a comment that I read. Oh yeah, here it is. Chintalapati. It's 2 a.m. and I have a flight to catch, yet watching the game. Forza Barça. That's the attitude.
It's what time?
2 a.m. I'm guessing the flight is
in the morning.
Is in a few hours.
Yeah.
Right.
But
We love that.
we love it. And Sunday saying, today's my birthday. Can you give me a shout out for Sunday Maldonado? I'm 36-year-old celebrating this game live. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy 36th birthday. 36 is a good number. Good things have happened to me at the age of 36.
Like what?
Well, I was in Chile, by the way, on my birthday.
Oh, that's right. You went to Chile.
I went to Chile.
That's cool.
I was there for work. Good things have happened.
Good country.
Good country. Been able to do some really cool content here at Barça Studios at the age of 36.
So I think this is a pretty.
I'm happy with how things are going at the age of 36.
I just along the.
Yeah, that's like 15 years away for Pablo.
Yeah.
He's thinking like, what is this old man saying?
I did not realise you were 36.
I am
You look
36,
very
turning
youthful.
37 this year.
Pablo's
Very
going to be
youthful.
36 in 2038.
Oh my God! When
Yeah.
Pablo's doing this show, I will no longer be doing it when Pablo's 36 because I'll be an old man by then. I'll be 51. Oh my God, that's scary.
You know, I play the same game with my girlfriend who's a few years older than me, and she doesn't like when I play it.
Yeah. Fortunately
João
for me.
Felix in, guys.
Okay,
João
João Felix is
Felix
coming in.
will
Sorry.
be the 3rd player. Yeah.
Marbrau is it's a good thing that Marbrau is the one focusing on what's actually happening at the Olympic Stadium in Montjuic there. It's 2-2, by the way. Thank you. But our João Felix is coming in. Who do you think he's coming in for?
Yeah, he's coming in. Maybe it has to be Rafinha or Lamine.
I'm going to go Rafinha today.
Yeah.
Or maybe one of the midfielders. Maybe Fermin and then put in an extra attacker.
Yeah.
I think Rafinha's not a
I
bad
think it'll
choice.
be Rafinha. Hasn't been able to impact the game as much as he probably would have wanted. Of course, produced a very good cross for Fermin's header, actually. It'll probably be one of those, but I actually think today it'll be Rafinha, and João Felix will just slide over to that left wing slot.
So Rafinha's on 9 assists.
In La Liga.
Yeah, in La Liga. That puts him 3 back of Alex Baena.
Ooh.
Yeah.
You see the
who had
double meg?
Yes.
3 assists yesterday to go to 12.
And did you see the double nutmeg?
Yeah.
That was insane.
Incredible, yeah.
And so that would mean Rafinha's either tied for third or by himself, because Jan Couto's got 10 for Girona.
Coolest TV says, can I have a shout out, guy? My son's 7th birthday. It would make his day. Love you guys. Well, happy birthday to your son. Coolest TV. Happy 7th birthday. It's a bit even further back for me.
Yeah, that kid was born in 2017.
What Barca team was I watching? What Barca team was I watching when I was 7? Is a good question. I was watching the Johan Cruyff coached team. I was a Barca fan.
You would be seeing what, Koeman?
Yeah.
Chapi Ferrer?
Chapi Ferrer, yeah. Stoichkov. Yeah. Joao Felix is coming on. Marc Brau.
And Rafinha is out. As we said, standing ovation for Rafinha. Not scoring today, but for the 4th consecutive game, he's involved in a goal against Valencia, assisting Fermin in the first half. And Joao Felix is entering. It will remain 2 substitutions for Barça. Ferran and Pedro are still warming up next to the bench.
I saw a comment saying, where's Sarah? She's at the Olympic Stadium in Montjuic with Marc Brau, I'm guessing, or close enough to Marc Brau.
Did it stop raining, Mark, completely?
No, I have to say that now it's starting raining after a few minutes without rain. Thank you, Spence. I know you lived a great experience in Girona a few weeks ago with a rainy day, but I think I don't deserve for today.
Three games in a row
for Girona. I remember the game, it was against Betis, I mean.
That was the third one.
It was against Betis, a game with a lot of rain. The third one, okay.
That one, and then the Osasuna before that, and the game against Rayo on a Monday was fully empapado or choked.
I hope on Saturday in Montilivi there will no rain.
Oh, well, I'm hoping that as well.
Let's hope.
See, you answer the question of where is Sarah, and then out comes somewhere else. Where is Mai? Mai, I think today is at home. She told me she wasn't working today, but she's on the social media team, so she'll probably be in Girona on Saturday, I'm guessing. Much love to our former hosts, Sarah and Mai. But you'll have to deal with us here in the studios. We're doing the best we can. And I feel like we need to talk about what's going on in this game.
Yeah. We need to focus up and find a third goal here.
Yep. And there's Lamine Yamal to Sergio Roberto. We went on quite a bit of a tangent there. Just,
it's reached an interesting lull, the game, actually. So it's quite timely the way we did it. It's reached an interesting lull. After Lewandowski's goal, you probably expected Barca to kick on and for the fans to push on, but it just has gone to a bit of a lull at the moment. Hence the Joao Felix substitution to try and add a bit of magic into Barca, because they've got a period of the game now with about 23 minutes to go where they really have to ramp up the pressure and put Valencia under some serious, heat at the back, because at the moment a little too easy, everything in front of them and sideways, so Barca have to look for those piercing balls in behind. Been a little too easy for Valencia since Lewandowski's goal.
Here is Lamine Yamal.
We have the rain here, guys. We have the rain. You want rain, Spence? So there are the rain.
I wanted to rain goals.
We hope that with the rain it come. Yeah, that's the expression I'm gonna say, Robert.
Right.
Ampluja.
Una pluja de gols.
Una pluja de gols.
Pluja is another great word.
Yeah, pluja.
It's my favorite.
Esperem que ploguin gols, sí, que ploguin gols.
We've discussed that. It's my favorite Catalan word.
Here is Íñigo Martínez. Incoming cross by Cancelo.
For
Lamine Yamal. He set it up for Koundé. The shot by Koundé. Blocked by Yannick. And Valencia now with the ball at halfway line. Barca will recover through Cancelo. See if we can catch them disorganised here. Lamine Yamal has space to run down that right flank, but decides to bring things to a halt and pass back to Sergio Roberto, who's playing the holding midfielder role in this second half.
Doing the thankless things that Sergio Roberto usually does.
Back to Araujo. Well, I feel like their presence was, or their absence was felt, Christensen and Sergio Roberto, in that game against PSG as well. Both of them were suspended. That yellow card. One day we should talk about that yellow card rule in the Champions League. I just think it's silly that a yellow card shown in November can be a factor and someone missing a game in April.
Substitutions in Valencia. Yeah. Alberto Marí is in instead of Hugo Duro. So the first Valencia player to score is out. Alberto Marí is a young player. I have a story for Alberto Marí, I'm going to explain now. And the other one is Senk Oskakar will enter in place of Javi Guerra. I think that is a very defensive substitution because Javi Guerra is a midfielder and Senk, sorry, it's Guillamon who entered, not Oskakar. It's Guillamon. Two things. The first one is that Pedri will gonna be the fourth substitution in Barça. Pedri is going to the bench, and it's the substitution. And the story I want to explain for Alberto Marí is that his father was a former Hercules goalkeeper.
Careful here, a chance for Valencia.
His father won Barça with Hercules in 1996 on a Monday night. In that league with Bobby Robson as a coach, the goalkeeper of Hercules that night in 1996, Monday night, rainy night, Hercules won in Camp Nou 2-3 with Marí as a goalkeeper. We hope that with his son today, on Monday, rainy night, the son, we hope no win today.
Well, it's not Hercules who's playing today, that's for sure.
For that long ball by Íñigo Martínez, looking for the run of Fermin. João Felix with the volley on the edge of the box, and that took a deflection. It'll be a corner kick for Barcelona. And we know Pablo Wolf Blanco, but corner kicks are now our, well, best way, or best weapon almost.
Yeah, definitely becomes something Barca have been using. When I have a look at how this one goes, Barca have just got to turn it up a few gears. They really do. The substitution of Pedri, I think, will help that ball circulation-wise as well, but corners have been key.
Incoming cross, the ball headed up in the air. There'll be another corner for Barca. Will serve again.
Just look threatening from them. There's Pedri, who will be coming on.
Final 20 minutes or so for Pedri. Another cross by Gundogan. Ooh, Íñigo Martínez. Oh no, that was Fermin.
Corner
sorry.
again.
Another corner. Fermin was already waiting to go. Full bicycle kick there.
While we're waiting for this next one to play out, Marc Brau, for 3 points, where are Hercules CF now?
In 4th division, I mean, Segunda Federación, no? Segunda Federación, second federation.
Yes, of course they are. What position in the table are they in, Mark?
In the top, just 1 point up to Europa, I think.
I have to look this up.
Okay.
I don't know.
Careful there. The cross by Araujo. Oh, the header by Araujo. Saved on the line by Jaume Domènech. Oh, this team on corners.
And the substitution was made.
Yeah,
the substitution was made. Oh,
look out. The counter-attack.
No.
On the counter-attack. No. Oh,
what a tackle.
Pedri. What a way to make an impact.
First action of the game.
Action of the game.
Fermin was out, Pedri was in, and great action by Pedri. It's gone, Lamine Yamal. Come on.
Let's go, Lamine.
It's all happening. Oh.
Incoming cross.
I was going to say, we talked about what happened in the games against PSG and Las Palmas and how they played out. This is similar. You can't forget that the team with 10 men gets chances too, and you have to be ready to defend that.
You just reminded me, Pablo, of my late grandfather, who would always say, "Oh, it's all happening, isn't it?" That little turn of phrase just reminded me.
It is.
Yeah, Barca, Pedri on the edge of the box where we're used to seeing him after that magnificent defensive action. I want to see a replay of that. Perfectly timed. First of all, the Araujo header, which almost went in at the near post there. Great save by Jaume. And look at Pedri.
Brilliant.
In from behind, just to nick the ball away.
Looks a certain goal as well, by the way, for Valencia. Brilliant recovery.
There's Gundogan. Low cross now cleared away. Throw in Barca. Pedri. There's Jules Koundé. Barca trying to break that Valencia defense. They've done well, to be honest, with the fact that they're 1 man down. on the edge of the box. Lewandowski trying to bring the ball down. Brings it down the second
brilliant.
time. Tries to get open the left-footed shot by Lewandowski into the hands of Chavi. I think Gundogan was waiting there to his left.
He was, and he was in acres of space, but Lewandowski decided to go on his own once he brought the ball down. Just interested to see in the last 15 minutes or so of this one whether Araujo actually goes up front alongside Lewandowski for long balls into the box. We've already seen it a little bit. He sort of just stayed up from a set piece. We'll see if he jogs back into his position now, but I wouldn't be surprised if, as the game reaches its dying embers and Barca are in search of a much-needed goal, whether Araujo puts himself up there as a second option next to the Polish man.
On the right-hand side, Lamine to Koundé, Gundogan tracking back to initiate things. Araujo feeds it out wide. Sergio Roberto in the middle.
15 minutes to go. Remember that Barca scored 26 goals in the last quarter part of the game this season. 26 goals in the last 15 minutes.
That's a stat, isn't it?
That's a good one.
Good switch over to Cancelo.
Nicely.
Tag it.
Nicely.
There we go. The opportunity for Gundogan, which takes a deflection by Yarek.
It's coming.
You can feel it coming. Barca have had a couple of clear opportunities in the last couple of minutes. The header by Araujo cleared on the line by Chavi. Now Gundogan's attempt. Just looked for sure like it was going to go in. Here's Lamine Yamal. Knocked over just as he was trying to get into the box.
I have to give Mark Brau the credit that he rightly deserves, because I know everybody's dying to know the answer to this question. Hercules are top of their Group 3 table.
That's ridiculous.
So he was exactly right.
They're in the Catalan group, so...
Yeah, they're ahead. The 4 teams below them are Lleida, San Andreu, Europa, as Mark said, and one other team that Mark probably knows. Terrassa was in there. All the Catalan teams.
Yeah, Terrassa, yeah. Yeah, Terrassa. It's the place where I had my wedding, so I know a lot. And where Xavi's from, yeah.
Badalona, Futur.
Right. Oh dear.
What do you want?
He's in.
Come on, give us a goal.
Here we go, an opportunity for Joao Felix, trying to put it across, trying to put it into the middle for Ronald Araujo, who's playing the formerly known as Gerard Piqué role, the formerly known as Alex Sanko role, Marbrao. Araujo, the extra striker.
Yeah. And Valencia player is playing the usual role when you are with 10 men and you are drawing in a stadium like Barca. There's a player
parking the bus
just
role
on the pitch with muscular problems. Yeah, that's it. That's it. It has to be another substitution from Valencia. Yeah, he's standing up. It's
Diego
number
Lopez.
16.
Yeah.
So it's Diego Lopez, a former Barça La Masia player. A lot of people don't know this, but Diego Lopez played a year in Juvenil B. Spence, help me how to say this.
Under 19B.
It was, Diego Lopez Noguerol played a year.
Right, so he's going to be replaced by Sergi Canos.
Another La Masia, a former La Masia player. Sergi Canos was playing 4 years in La Masia, and then he went to England. I think he had a great career there with Brentford, especially when he was promoted to the Premier League. And he's a great player, Sergi Canos. And it will be the last substitution, of course, for Barca. It will be the Shark, Ferran Torres.
Against this former team, could the Shark be what we need on a very rainy day?
Would love to see him score a goal, throw his hands up in the air, and not celebrate it. Just that's what we can all use right now. Everyone else will celebrate for him.
I'm not sure. He might celebrate.
You think so?
He's had some
In
hostile
Valencia, they didn't
receptions
receive as well as he could think. He had a bad reception in Valencia when
he might celebrate.
He was with Barca.
Right, just over 10 minutes to go. Barca looking, searching for that goal. which will give us 3 points, 3 much-needed points to climb back into the second position in La Liga. That's important, guys.
Come on.
May not feel like much, but it is important. Because we'll be playing in the Supercopa next year if we come up second. Here's Lamine Yamal, back to Koundé, the shot by Koundé over the top bar.
Just got under it.
Sort of overcooking it there.
Yeah. He was ready for the first one, and then once the second one came to him, it just came too quickly.
The shot's falling to the wrong
Cancelo's out.
players as well.
Cancelo is out. Ferran is in.
Cancelo out, Ferran in. So, are we going 3 at the back? Koundé, Araujo, and Inigo.
It'll just be throwing everyone at it, really, won't it? Now, you know.
I think Araujo's gone back into the
Three defenders.
Yeah,
three defenders. Yeah. Inigo, Araujo, and Koundé. Yeah.
For
3 for 3.
For now, a draw. The difference between a draw and a loss is much more marginal than the difference between a draw and a win. I know that sounds simple, but you might as well put the players forward right now. Because even if you draw this game, you're still in 3rd place based on the tiebreakers.
Yeah.
So, and then next week...
And you still need to go into Girona and win.
Exactly.
Nope. Cross by Lamine Yamal, punched away unorthodoxly by Jaume there. Inigo Martinez is on the left wing inside to Joao Felix. Joao Felix on the edge of the box. Touch a bit too long, but there'll be a corner kick. I see Alia filling the live chat with blue and red hearts. Come on, give us support to the team. Give some support to the team. Blue and red hearts and Barca love for these last 10 minutes. We need a goal. We need a goal. Come on.
Come on.
Gundogan will cross it in. There it is.
Yes.
Up in the air. The header and the goal. Vamos! Barca scoring. It's Lewandowski.
There he is again. Vamos!
Robert Lewandowski. Vamos! And once again, it seems like VAR may take a look at it, but I don't think there's anything there. Lewandowski celebrating with the crowd.
And what was it? A corner.
What was it? A corner. And what was it? A header.
It was another header. All right, Mark Brown, get on it.
Wait a minute. Let's see if it counts.
Yeah, it's got to count first.
3 headers. I think I don't have enough memories to remember the last time with 3 headers in the same game. But what I'm going to say is the stat that I gave to you a few minutes ago. 26 goals scored this season in the last 15 minutes. It's the season maybe that Barca scored the most goals in the last minutes of the game, and it's like the way that the team has believed in to score another goal, another corner goal, and another Lewandowski goal. 22 goals, 50 in the league, and job big has to take care with Lewandowski because Lewandowski is only 4 goals under the top scorer of the league.
Right, I'm gonna spoil something right now while I ask the live chat to once again celebrate the Lewandowski goal with some fists there. I'm gonna go ahead and do that before I, well, I'll share a spoiler. Marbrau, you've got homework. When was the last time the Barca scored 3 headers in one game? I'm going to give you that to do some research. I'm going to do the fist.
I'm just searching,
thing. Yeah, go for it. Wait a minute.
When he says searching, I was one of those looking online or whether he's just tracking back in his brain.
Yeah.
That could also be the case.
Yeah.
Doing a little search in there.
Just going game by game. Right, so I said before, coming soon on Barca 1 is a one-on-one I had with Robert Lewandowski. It was an interview about several matters.
You didn't say it was you, but yeah.
I said Robert. Well,
you said
yeah,
it was 2 Roberts.
I said Robert, and
that's
yeah,
you.
It was me
okay.
and Lewandowski. Yeah. So I asked Lewandowski, is there something that you still haven't achieved that you would like to achieve for Barca? You know what he said?
Score a hat-trick.
In La Liga. Because he scored one in the Champions League.
Against Victoria Pilsen, right?
Score a hat-trick in La Liga. So my question to you, live chat, and which we'll share on the graphics right now, is will Lewandowski score a hat-trick today? Is it a yes? Is it a no?
Will Chavi give him
Could
the
today
chance?
be the day?
Here he goes in the middle.
Here we go. A chance here. Ferran Torres cutting in. Oh, the curler.
Into
That'll
a really
be
good
a corner
area.
kick, and corner kick means Pablo Walls Blanco.
It means Barca will probably have a good chance at goal, if not a goal. That's just the way it's been going of late. It just looks so threatening from them, strangely, really. But no chance this was ever being ruled out. It's Araujo who reaches the ball first. And Lewandowski, I'll tell you what he does really well is he gets a lot of power in his header. It's actually not the easiest header because he's got a lot of Valencia players on the line, but it's a very good header. It's a massive goal for Barca too, by the way, in the complexion of where they are now in the season.
Well, we just got the replay of it. Pep Molino, I've just sent you a question. If you can put it on the graphics, we'll ask the fans. There's Araujo with a header from the corner.
What am I saying?
What are we seeing here?
First
I'm just
contact
searching
every time.
3 headers, 4 headers has to be impossible. If 3 headers are impossible in the same games, 4 has to be impossible. I cannot do my homework in the way that the game is now.
Marc Brau, what is this? The 90s Premier League? I don't know. I mean, come on.
Well, it's funny. I've been watching some of the highlights of previous Barça-Valencia games, like historic ones, and obviously the most historic Barça-Valencia would be, in your humble opinion, top of your head.
Most historic Barça-Valencia, the Rivaldo bicycle game.
Of course. But that game finished
3-2.
3-2, and one of the 2 goals scored by Valencia was a flying header.
By Rubén Baraja.
By Rubén Baraja. And
he scored both goals for Valencia that day.
And so it's just a little full circle moment because we're seeing that happen, but on Barca's side this time.
Right, Spence, we have the question on our screens.
That day Baraja scored 2 goals and Chavi was also in the pitch in that game in 2001. I have part of the answer, Robert. I don't know what's the last game that Barca scored 3 headers in a game, but I have the last time in the league. It was in Madrid Derby last September in Metropolitano. 2 goals by Morata and 1 by Griezmann. Atletico de Madrid 3, Real Madrid 1. The only defeat that Real Madrid suffered this season in the league was with 3 headers by Atletico. In a Barca game, I have to keep searching.
We'll have to have a look because we're going to have to talk about it tomorrow on Barca 1, definitely. Here is Lewandowski inside the box. A chance for Barca. Joao Felix, shot blocked. Marc Brau, very quickly. Will Lewandowski score a hat-trick? Option 1 is yes. Option 2 is no. Option 3 is he's going to score 4 goals.
No, yes. I think he will score a hat-trick, yeah.
Option
one more goal.
Spencer Siegel.
Yeah, I think so.
Pablo Walls Blanco. You want to go no?
He wants to say no. He's trying to be pragmatic.
I'm going to be optimistic. I'm going to go 1. I think like 4 goals is being a bit too optimistic, taking into account the amount of time.
The only thing that stops him from scoring a 3rd goal is if Chavi takes him off.
No, he can't.
That's true.
All subs are made.
You're right.
That's the only thing.
Yes.
I have the answer, guys. It wasn't me. It was I have to say that it's a stat by Pedro Martin of Radio Station Cope here in Spain.
Can you say the season? Can you say the season instead of saying the game? So that I can try and...
It was 2014-2015, first season with Luis Enrique as our head coach.
Okay. So I'm thinking games with at least 3 goals. Games with at least 3 goals in the first Luis Enrique season. So we beat Getafe 6-0 that season, but all of the there were no headers in that game.
Cordoba away, was it?
Could it be the Cordoba away game? It was 8-0.
And why do you say Cordoba, Pablo? What players do you think scored that day?
I think he just remembers that it was 8-0.
Yeah, well, I think, did Messi score a header that day?
And I think Luis Suarez scored that day as well. Maybe Piqué?
Yeah. Did Bartra score that day?
Marc, give us the answer.
It's good.
Pablo Walls Blanco.
Unbelievable, man. I'm out of here. I can't do this anymore.
By Messi, Suarez, and Piqué.
Oh, we got the scorers right as well.
Done, yeah, well done.
Oh, yeah.
Well done.
There we go. Team effort here. Pablo.
Oh, pleasure.
Great addition to our team.
Absolute pleasure.
Yeah. You are my little Padawan, Pablo.
I know, like a little bro.
I don't know if that's a positive.
That's just scary.
I can't do this with these people.
No.
Look at Spencer by the emergency exit. Is like being surrounded by freaks who know these kinds of stats an emergency?
You know, growing up, I used to be the stats guy.
Oh.
There we go. Madbrau, how much added time?
So now is the fourth referee saying that it's the same as the first half, 5 minutes.
Oh,
5 minutes. But we have to take care about Valencia. Instead, he had one less player. We have to take care.
Well, and we still want that Lewandowski hat trick.
Yeah, could be here.
Here it could be here. Lamine Yamal inside the box. Oh, he hesitated, but he forced the corner kick. And Pablo was Blanco. That means.
Well, let's have a look, Let's have a look. Genuinely, I feel genuinely confident every time we get a corner now.
Well, yeah, I mean, we've somehow, as I said before, somehow turned into a 90s Premier League team in this game. 14 corners we've had in this game.
Jeez.
And I wonder how many of them have been like close to a goal.
At least 6.
Genuinely, yeah. Look at them, ready to go.
Look at it. I feel like Araujo wants his as well.
Yeah.
Incoming cross by Gundogan, loose ball inside the box, the volley by... that was Lewandowski, right? Or was it not? No, it wasn't.
Ferran.
Ferran. Ball goes out wide to Ferran on the left wing, cutting back, looking for a space to shoot, and that's a free kick on the edge of the box. And I have no doubt of who is going to be taking that free kick right now.
He's going to be all over that.
RL9. Yeah. Ferran has the ball.
Well, I'm not sure.
Thinks he's going to shoot
Ferran is very close to the ball.
Oof.
Remember that Ferran is the only one who scored a free kick goal after Leo Messi. Remember this.
Yep. Do you remember, Maribral, what Ferran said after scoring that free kick in the interview after the game?
That he didn't want to shoot the way that he should. Yeah, I remember.
he said he was trying to take it over the wall. It went under, which was, I mean, we appreciate the honesty. We saw now Xavi Hernandez, by the way, applauding the crowd there who were chanting his name, support by the crowd for Xavi Hernandez. Ferran next to the ball. Lewandowski probably in his ear saying, hey, I want my hat trick.
Wow. Has he got it, Ferran? No.
I think
this is Lewandowski.
I think this has Lewandowski's name all over it. Is he going to do it? Is he going to do it? There goes Robert Lewandowski with a free kick.
Wow.
3 goals, hat-trick by Robert Lewandowski. And the Flamingo socks are now the lucky charm, at least for Robert Lewandowski.
The hat-trick socks, at least.
Oh, wow.
Lewandowski.
It's some golazo as well, by the way. Only goal in the game that's not been a header.
Spencer Siegel.
Yes.
I'm going to give you the floor just for the chorus of the rap song. I feel like it's needed today.
I think today would have been the day, no?
I think today is the day.
All right, well, you know we popped the net like Lewandowski. Dovski, el marcaría entró un bosque. Bosque, dale el balón y se lo enrosque. Rosque, we popped the net like Lewandowski.
Dovski.
Come on.
Vamos.
Wow.
Did you, Pablo Wolves Blanco, know about this rap song?
I had no idea what was about to come out of his mouth.
There's a full track we created last year.
Oh, wow.
Which we somehow lost.
Oh, it's on one of our live shows. Mario
It is.
Robert Lewandowski, first hat-trick in La Liga.
I have to say, I'm very glad to be part of the show with the Spence singing that rap of Robert Lewandowski last season. I live from the other part of the show, in the Catalan show, and I'm so glad to be part of the show, Spence, to listen to you singing this from Lewandowski. First hat-trick for Robert Lewandowski this season. 16 goals, remember, only 3 under Jovic, who is the top scorer of the league. What a game next Saturday between Girona and Barça. And We said Ferran Torres was the only one who scored a free kick goal after Leo Messi in 2021, and it was against Valencia, that goal for Messi in 2021 in Mestalla. Ferran scored against Betis in 2023, and more or less, I remember it was the 2 of May, so 3 years between the last goal Messi in Valencia and today Lewandowski free kick. This is the incredible goal by Poland, the first free kick goal of Robert Lewandowski with the Barça shirt.
Marbrao, very quickly.
To do this, and Burgos saying, end of the game, guys, we won!
Very quickly, Marbrao, before the game, before you go over to your position. Last time the Barca beat Valencia 4-2.
I think it was 5 years ago, no, you have to help me.
2016, 2017, Andre Gomes scored the 4th goal.
Yeah.
Yeah, Munir for Valencia, yeah, exactly. I remember this, yeah.
Right. Brau, we'll talk to you in post-game with all of the interviews. We hope to hear from the hat-trick scorer himself. Well, Barca turned it around. It was 2-1 for Valencia at half-time. They were down to 10 men. It's going to be complicated for them. Robert Lewandowski with a hat-trick helping Barca to the win. First, very quick conclusion from you guys.
Aren't you happy that you picked the yes option, that he would score a hat-trick?
No, I only just had to force it out of me as well, Pablo. I had to force it out of me.
You have to trust, Pablo. This show has shown us over the years that you have to trust it.
Yeah, some second half performance from Barca. Needed to step it up, did step it up. Hat-trick from Lewandowski. A moment where you need your big players, really, and he stepped up massively in this one. Barca, dominant from set pieces and corners all night, and in the end, Valencia were 10 men. Just couldn't keep Barca out.
Well, we are going to take a mini break to gather our thoughts, and we'll be back with the post-game reactions from the players, press conference by Xavi Hernandez, and the highlights that you'll want to see. You'll want to see that Robert Lewandowski first hat-trick in La Liga. We're coming back in just a couple of minutes. You see it on your screens. Barca back in the second position of the table, 2 points ahead of Girona after this 4-2 win tonight on a rainy night at the Olympic Stadium in Montjuic. Barca had to turn things around. Half-time, the score was 2-1 to Valencia. It wasn't the most inspired of second halves, but Barca, through set pieces, managed to turn things around. And through, guys, a Robert Lewandowski hat-trick. The first hat-trick he's ever scored in La Liga. We'll look forward to hearing from Robert Lewandowski himself. We'll see if he goes and talks to Marbrau. Barca did show the spirit, guys, in the second half to manage to turn things around against a team that were playing with 10 men.
Yeah, and, you know, this game took a turn as soon as we saw a red card, which has been a story this season, apparently, this month. So they did exactly what they needed to do, and it's funny when the result like this comes to our screens, we tend to forget about some of the mistakes that were happening earlier in the game that led to the point where Barca were trailing. And in the end, we're going to say this was a good performance in general, and there are a few things we can look to fine-tune and tweak, but fine. Take the 3 points, take second place back.
Exactly. The important thing, we've talked about it. It may not seem like much, but we do want to end in that top 2 spot in La Liga.
Yeah, Barca had to win tonight. They were obliged to win tonight. Valencia were playing for something big themselves. They had a chance to get into 7th place today after Betis dropped points in the derby against Sevilla. So massive game for both teams, but I thought Barca turned it up to the sufficient amount in the second half. It wasn't an easy game. We were being caught out massively in the opening 45 minutes, by the way, against the 11 men of Valencia with long balls. But thankfully in the second half, and as predicted, Valencia couldn't really do much of that, bar the one that Pedri got back in and nicked him with a great challenge. But Lewandowski with a hat-trick sort of plunged Barcelona into a big 3 points in the end.
The factor that Marbrau threw out there is that this team has scored late. Right, we can go to Marbrau. Robert Lewandowski's with him.
Show it to the old Barcelona fans. Barca Live, the ball to main player, the MVP. 3 goals, first hat-trick this season, Robert. How important is for you to score this hat-trick in a game like today, after the announcement of Xavi Hernandez saying he will continue, after what happened in Bernabeu and Paris? How important is to win today and the hat-trick you scored?
First of all, I think that the first half, we play well, but we concede 2 goals. But it's football, can happen. But more important is that our reaction is in second half, and we know that also we have more space. We have to try find the space to put the ball. And you know, for me, I'm very, very happy, very proud, because for the striker, if you score the 3 goals, and also you have sometimes chance for score the goal is also important. You know, you always has to be ready. But as long as you won 2-3 games without any situation, then you have to still, your mentality has to be ready. And today, I think that is the game that can help me a lot for the rest of the games. And also, I'm very proud of the team because we played very well in second half. And it's even that we conceded 1 or 2 goals, we have so amazing potential in offensive that you can score always 2 or 3 goals more.
You scored your first free kick goal with Barca after 2 years, Robert. How important is for you one of the things that you have to so good? So you will be searching for this goal.
I know that it's my position, and yeah, I was speaking with Ferran. I know that you came in, but come on, I feel that this is my position. I can try. And trust me, you know, I say trust me because I feel that this is my position. But you know, in the end, more important is that we have 3 points. Of course, we can sometimes play faster in the last part of the game, the last part of the pitch, I mean. But you know, it's like sometimes this kind of game we have to learn. We have to try what we can do faster, better, because we have so many young players, and also this kind of game can, you know, for our mentality, can be stronger for the game to the next game.
Te hago una última en castellano, Robert, si me puedes contar un poquito de estas sensaciones, ¿no? El hecho de marcar un hat-trick en un partido especial por todo lo que había pasado esta semana, el mejor mensaje también a todo el mundo, ¿no? De que el Barça lo va a dar todo hasta la última jornada.
Sí, claro, para nosotros es muy importante. De igual que pasó en el partido, durante el partido, más importante es que cuando goles podemos más marcar, y en la final hemos marcado 4 goles, sí, y tenemos 3 puntos. Ahora podemos mirar por la próxima partida contra Girona. Sabemos tenemos 5 partidos más y tenemos todos los partidos ganar.
Thank you, Robert, and congratulations for the hat-trick.
Muchas gracias. Thank you.
The ball, Robert Lewandowski saying in Spanish that it remains 5 games. The next one will be against Girona. And the same words that, as he said in English, how important it is for him to score after important games without the scoring. And I like the story he explained for the free kick that Ferran Torres wants to take it. And he said, no, it is my position. It's my position. Of course, it's his position. First free kick goal for Robert Lewandowski in his career in Barça.
Right, thank you very much, Manuel. Yeah, interesting story there, of course. The interest story of that free kick. Ferran wanted to take it, Lewandowski feeling it, and we could almost feel it here as well.
There's a lot of parts of that interview that we can break down, and one of them, the first one, is that he said, "Trust me." And he and Ferran clearly have that trust. Robert took the shot. He's not going to make all of them, but he made that one.
Lewandowski also saying there, what we want to hear as well as Barca fans, look, it is what it is, but this team is not going to give up. We've got 5 games. We're going to go for the win. Next game, Girona. And they proved it today. It could have been a throwaway game after being knocked out by PSG, after being, after losing in El Clasico. Team fought back and went right for it until the end.
Absolutely. I think it had a weird feel about it as well, actually, at 2-1 before the Mamardashvili red card. I had a really weird feel about it. So credit to the players for getting back into it. Of course, 11v10 was always going to give us the upper hand, but they really keep fighting. I like what you said about the fact that even if we can see 2 goals, we've got so much attacking quality that we should be able to score even more. And I think he's spot on. I look at some of the players and I think this Barca team can score even more goals, and for him to have that belief in himself and in his players is really important. And Barca has 5 important games left, maybe the most important one away to Girona on Saturday. Have to win that one too.
And the fact that they scored 4 goals, he scored 3, they played well in the second half, and he's like, but we also have to improve all of these things. That's the mentality. He's always trying to fine-tune.
There's also another thing that I was going to say right before, well, the interview interrupted us, which is the fact that Barca have now scored 28 goals in the final quarter of an hour of games in La Liga this season. And it's been a season of some bad results in La Liga, but that stat shows you that this team, in spite of those bad results we've had in the past, that this team has not given up.
Yeah,
it's not thrown like the towel.
Absolutely. And we spoke about the decision from Chavi saying, I want to stay now. And I mentioned the big factor of that, for me, is the fact that he has the support of all the players. I don't think Barca's problems this season have ever been about the players not caring, have ever been about the players not giving 110%. I really don't. I think this has been a Barca team that's really gone for it, but it's lacked tactical aspects. Even games that today made silly individual errors that could have cost them and have cost them points previously. But to be fair, when I watch Barcelona play this season, that is a united dressing room. That is a team that is always going to fight until the end. And I think, again, today, we saw that.
And it's a team with players who may not have started in important games, but when they're given the chance, they show up, like the guy who's on our screen right now. Fermin, another goal to his count. Just such a valuable player to have in this squad, which most of us wouldn't have expected at the beginning of the season. At the beginning of the pre-season, most Barca fans didn't know who Fermin was. And now he looks like, well, just this amazing option that you've got in midfield when you're, like, in theory, starting midfielders are out. You've got Xavi out injured. You've got Frenkie de Jong. You've got a Fermin who's going to go out there. He's going to run his socks off. He's going to get into the box. He's going to create dangerous situations. And he's just been such an amazing addition to the team this season.
Yeah, look, this is part of the youth movement that we knew would be a big part of Xavi's season, because it started that way when he got here, and he's continued that trend throughout in making sure that these young players get their chance to prove themselves and earn the trust of Xavi and the coaching staff.
And it's sort of what we were talking about as well during the game. One of the reasons for Xavi saying why it's positive is that at least we're ensuring that these players are going to continue to have opportunities, if they obviously work for them, next season.
Yeah, and if you think that the well of Barca talent in La Masia has run dry, then you clearly haven't seen how much it's rained tonight, because it's going to continue coming from Juvenil A, Juvenil B, Cadete. I remember last year calling a game from Benjamín, which is the under-10s, and there was this kid named Pedro Juarez who's gone viral on social media for some of these ridiculous dribbling moves that they called him the next, I know this is, saying it in a fun way, the next Messi because he's from Argentina. At 10 years old.
Yeah. I mean, as you say, the well is deep with talent. Team, one of the things that I'm happy about here, there's a complicated moment there in which defensive mistakes today, Valencia scoring twice because of transition opportunities, one with a ter Stegen mistake, one with a sloppy penalty. There was one other chance there that Peter sent wide, and you're thinking, oof, what's going on here with Barca today?
Yeah.
And they were able to turn this around with that weird atmosphere that could have been created at Montjuic. Chavi just having announced his decision, like people starting to think, was this the right decision? Bang, second half, there's your reaction.
It did have the vibe of one of those games, actually, where things could have gone wrong for Barca. We call it pathetic fallacy, really, where the weather matches the mood, and that's what was happening when it looked like it at Montjuic, the lowest attendance of the season, as Mark Bonal said, tipping down with rain. Barca, off the back of a really tough week in their season, the toughest in their season, against a Valencia side fighting for Europe, against a Valencia side causing the big problems. 2-1 up, going into the break, but then I think the red card changes absolutely everything it does. And I mentioned, the fact that Valencia were causing Barca big issues over the top on counter-attacks. With 10 men, they just couldn't do it anymore. And I thought that at half-time. I asked a question to you guys, would you prefer 2-2 with Lamine scoring an 11v11, or 2-1 to Valencia and 10v11? And you guys said 10v11, and I think rightly so, because Barca were able to pin Valencia in that second half. They didn't really, bar like I said, the penalty chance, have any chance to come out, and that ultimately is where Barca have won this game. It was just too much time around the lost chair box, and in the end, they get the big 3 points.
As you can see on our screens, Mar Brau is waiting for interviews. We'll look forward to hearing for some of the reactions. What I would like to know from Xavi Hernandez, and I'm guessing today is the day that he will be asked, is what has this team been doing as of late in training in terms of set pieces, corners? Because scored off of 2 corners today, had no end of chance. I mean, we could have scored at least 3 more from corners, clear headers, or chances that came from that. Then you've got the goal scored at the Bernabeu by Christensen. You've got the goal scored in Paris by Christensen. You've got the goal scored against Cadiz by Joao Felix. So something's clearly been done there.
Yeah, and it was something that this team was lacking previously. But now they've come in with a plan, and the most dangerous portion of any game for me is a set piece, because it's the only time you get to stop play and freeze time and set up exactly what you want to do by putting the ball and the appropriate amount of players in a specific position and give yourself a chance to score. Because set pieces is not about scoring every single time. It's about giving yourself the opportunity. And from the 15 corners that we saw today, as we mentioned, the opportunity to score was there almost every time, because they kept getting to the first ball, and occasionally the second ball dropped to them. In the case of Levy's second goal, he was right there to head it home.
Well, we're waiting for more reactions to come from the Olympics. I was going to say from the Spotify Cup. No, not yet. We're gonna go there soon at the end of the year. But more reactions to come with Marc Brau. We're going to have to start to think, guys, what we're going to do about man of the match. I mean, obviously, 3 points for Robert Lewandowski seems like a done thing. It was, in terms of thinking of who else you would give points to, it's sort of a weird game, because most of Barca's situations came from dead ball opportunities today.
Yeah, it is one of those weird ones where you're looking for, what other attackers contributed. Rafinha, open with an assist for Fermin's goal, sort of went a little bit missing after that, got substituted quite early for Joao Felix. Lamine Yamal, I thought was bright, but at the same time wasn't one of his most outstanding games on the Barcelona right-hand side. It wasn't all coming through him like I predicted it would in the second half. You looked at midfield, you'd say Fermin, of course, contributed with a goal. Gundogan was mainly taking set pieces. Sergio Roberto came on at the base of midfield.
I'm going to have to interrupt you, Pablo. Let's go to Mar Brau.
Yeah, we have next to the captain of FC Barcelona, Sergio Roberto. Sergi, què tal? Com estàs? Bona nit.
Què tal? Bona nit.
Victòria important en un dia que més no era fàcil, no? Després de les setmanes que veníeu, amb la pluja, tancant la jornada, com valores el fet que l'equip hagi guanyat i hagi pogut remuntar?
Sí, era un partit molt important. Després d'on veníem, dels dos últims partits que van ser molt complicats per nosaltres, quedant fora de competicions i bé, avui sabíem que era un partit clau, que havíem d'estar allà lluitant pel segon lloc fins al final de temporada. Era molt important la victòria d'avui. Sabíem que no era fàcil, el València també és un equip molt complicat, que corre molt, treballa molt, jugadors molt joves, i bé, tot i posar-nos per darrere el marcador, l'equip a la segona part han pogut remuntar, fent 3 gols al Robert, l'equip ha treballat molt fins al final i era un partit molt important per nosaltres, per això, per lluitar per la segona plaça.
Sobretot també com ha reaccionat l'equip amb l'1-2 en contra. No? És veritat que potser l'expulsió del seu porter ha pogut marcar una mica el que ha passat a la segona part i sensació també que avui heu fet una passa endavant allà on l'equip segurament també ha crescut aquest any, com és les accions a pilota aturada.
Sí. Com tu dius, aquest any crec que a pilota aturada hem pogut fer molts gols, ho estem treballant molt bé, el Sergio s'encarrega de l'estratègia i estem treballant molt bé, tenim molt bons llançadors, gent que va molt bé al remat, després també confiança, perquè crec que les jugades d'estratègia també has d'anar confiat per rematar i crec que ho estem demostrant que estem aprofitant totes les ocasions que estem tenint en pilota aturada i estem treballant molt bé i tant de bo podem marcar molts més gols fins a final de temporada.
Ens deia el Robert que estàvem parlant amb el Ferran a veure qui xutava la falta i que el Robert ha dit no, creu-me que aquesta és la meva posició. Aquest any l'equip ha marcat 2 gols de falta directa. També és important que jugadors com el Robert sumin avui un hat-trick. Hi ha reptes encara per assolir aquest tram final de temporada i fins que això no s'acabi ho lluitareu fins al final.
Sí, està clar. Encara queden partits. Ja et dic, un dels reptes ara, que no és el que volíem a principis de temporada, doncs és cada segon per poder lluitar per un títol més la temporada que ve i bé, és molt important, així que l'equip sabia que avui havíem de guanyar sí o sí perquè la setmana que ve tenim el partit contra el Girona que serà una final i bé, com tu dius, el Robert ha marcat de falta, ha fet un hat-trick i bé, és un jugador molt important per nosaltres i tant de bo d'aquí a final de temporada que segueixi marcant molts més hat-tricks i que ajudi l'equip a aconseguir 3 punts.
Sergi, per acabar et vull preguntar per com valoreu des de dins aquest missatge de continuïtat del Xavi com el vostre entrenador, tu com a capità, quina valoració en fas de tot plegat? No han estat, suposo, unes setmanes fàcils des que ell va anunciar que marxava. Al final, com ho heu entomat dins del vestidor?
Bé, des del dia que va anunciar que marxava, crec que l'equip va estar molt unit, vam treballar des que va dir... Ja estàvem treballant molt bé, però aquests últims partits, sobretot, l'equip venia amb una dinàmica molt bona, estàvem entrenant molt bé, els partits estaven anant molt bé, tot i la setmana passada crec que va atacar una mica el treball que veníem fent, però bé, ja et dic que l'equip està més unit que mai, crec que la continuïtat del Xavi és molt bona, crec que tots volíem que el Xavi continués, crec que estem fent les coses molt bé, és una llàstima que aquest any no ens emportem cap títol, però estic segur que amb el Xavi quedant-se i l'equip que tenim, la temporada que ve segur que podrem lluitar per tots els títols. Crec que l'afició està il·lusionada una altra vegada i bé, hem de seguir amb aquesta línia.
Gràcies, Sergi.
Gràcies.
The words of Sergio Roberto, he talked a lot. I will try to translate a little bit. The words were for the last question. How is the locker room, how is the squad feeling about the continuity of Xavi Hernandez? Sergio Roberto is the captain, is a good voice to listen to make a valoration. So how important is for the team the continuity of Xavi Hernandez? And he said that after Xavi Hernandez saying that he will be out of the season, the team has been working a lot, has been working well, and they expected Xavi to remain inside the team. And for Sergio Roberto, are good news to Xavi Hernandez to follow the project that he started in 2021, and for the team are good news that Xavi Hernandez will be in the bench, of course, next season. For the game, he talked how important, and it wasn't easy to play a game like today after the 2 defeats against Real Madrid and Paris Saint-Germain. The same words as Robert Lewandowski said, how important it is for the team to make another comeback after the 2-1 of Valencia in the first half. Not easy also to play against 10 players, and he also wanted to talk about the goals by corner. 3 headers today. After 9 years, Barça scored 3 headers today in a goal, and of course he had good words for Robert Lewandowski scoring the free kick with Sergio Roberto. So happy for this win and focus in the next goals. Sergio Roberto said, of course, our goals has to be the championship, has to be to win something. Now the focus, the goal has to be to finish in the 2nd position, and he talks about the difficulty of the next game against Girona.
Well, that goal is definitely important. Maradão, we'll come back to you when you have more reactions, and we'll want to know, start thinking about it, your man of the match as well. We'll talk to you in just a little bit. The captain, the players, happy that Xavi Hernandez is staying. Might as well talk about it now that Sergio Roberto's talked about it. I feel like the players felt like this couldn't be over yet.
Well, yeah, because they knew that there was something good brewing here. I think we've all talked about it and we've all seen it. We all tend to agree that there's something here. And football is such a fickle sport because it can be so cruel on a night when you've played really well, and can also work in reverse where you haven't played well and you get a victory. So we talk about what defines success for this team, and it's just not, for me, there's nothing clear that can give you a yes or no answer. Was this team successful this season? Well, how do you define that? Did they win any titles? Well, no, they didn't. But would you say that at times this team played better than the team that won the title last year? I think that's very fair to say.
Yeah, well,
so,
I mean, I'd say so of the game at the Bernabeu that we lost. I mean, we're seeing some of the reactions there from Xavi Hernandez on the sidelines, and it was an important game for him today as well, the first game after announcing that he was staying. And obviously, his job is not on the line here, but you want to win your first game after announcing that you're staying in the circumstances that everything has happened this season.
Absolutely, because I think everyone expected when Chavi said after the Villarreal game that he was leaving, everyone then expected a big reaction from the team, and then it's sort of like fast forward 3 months and you say, actually, no, I am staying, then you don't want to see your players drop off. You want to see them push on, because they're going to be the ones ultimately who are going to be on the pitch for you next season. I think what aligns well is that this is Xavi's project. What I mean by that is these are his players. He's brought up from the academy, a lot of them anyway, not all of them. Ronald Koeman did a good job with the likes of Gavi, of course, and playing Pedri when he came in from Las Palmas. But the signings, Xavi was the man on the phone to almost all of the players we're seeing right now for Barcelona. The reason they're here is Xavi. This is his project. The way we think about signings, about who plays, the style of play is through Xavi over the last few years. And that's what made it a bit difficult for me to think of someone else coming in about 2-3 months' time. So I think for him, for Barca, for the way Barca are right now, for the players, I think Sergio Roberto, the captain, said it there, it's a good thing. But yeah, Barca now know they aren't almost playing for the guy who's going in a few months. They're now playing for the guy who's going to be here next season too. So they have to, focus in that regard absolutely too.
Well, they're playing for their spot in the starting 11 next season as well now, knowing that Xavi Hernandez is staying. I think when the announcement came in the month of January, right after that 5-3 defeat against Villarreal, it felt like, well, I mean, it almost felt like fitting. The way things were going, and some people thought, well, I mean, why delay it? Why stay until the end of the season? Well, time has shown us that maybe it's a bit strange that the announcement was made in January that he was going and that now he was staying, but that did spark a change. It did, flip a switch somewhere in the team.
Yeah, the team made their leap of faith in the project for the end of the season, and it maybe in terms of the La Liga title race, it came a little bit too late. Yeah. But the one thing I think you just mentioned...
Can I just interrupt? Yeah. It also came late because it is ridiculous that Real Madrid has only lost one game in this league.
We don't talk about that enough this year because we're Barca TV and we're Barca 1, and we should Madrid. This is, what are you gonna do, man? I mean, they've been really good this year. What are you gonna do?
They've been really consistent. What are you gonna do? I mean,
what are you gonna do? But one thing that I think you touched on about the young players coming through, this being his project, that is evident from this team, I think that I see from the outside, is that everybody's role was clearly explained to them and defined so that nobody is frustrated and disappointed by the fact that they might not be getting enough playing time. Now, every superstar, every player on Barca is going to want more playing time than they get, of course. But with the injuries and with roles being defined, I mean, the only person I can think of that got their chance that didn't quite live up to the same level that he could have been this year was Oriol Romeu. Like, everybody else has played their role that Xavi's asked them to play.
Definitely. And and we'll have to see. We'll have to see how things evolve, how things finish this season, how we go into next season. What I like today is that the team showed that competitive spirit, as we said, turning things around. Yes, there were sloppy mistakes, and we need to talk about those sloppy mistakes because it was sort of a flashback to those months, those games in the month of January. What we saw in the first half, an uncharacteristic mistake or slip up by Ter Stegen, an untimely penalty by Ronald Araujo, and those are the things that have sort of defined the season for Barca.
Yeah, I think so. I think so. You look at last season, Barca had the best defence in Europe. That is the reason Barcelona won La Liga. How many 1-0s were there in all competitions? 13? Yeah. That is an incredible amount. I think it was 13. If you then go to making silly individual errors, without the Mamardashvili red card there, now it sounds a silly thing to say, but without it, Barca are staring down the barrel of another defeat there at home. You know, and that's come out of absolutely nowhere, really. Balls over the top. The Stegen one is a freak incident. Araujo went to ground too hastily, in my opinion, especially after what's happened against PSG. Should be staying on his feet there, and you know he has to learn that. You know he's so aggressive, and that can be so good for Barca as a centre back. But when you're in the box, you really have to watch your step, and he didn't do it on that occasion. But there's been too many of those for Barca this season. Chavi will be the first to say that and say that it hasn't been good enough defensively, and with the players we've got in defence, Koundé, Cancelo, Balde, we have to step up in that regard.
Got good news, guys. We have the highlights of the game, those 4 goals that Barca scored, the 2 that we conceded as well. Let's take a look at the highlights of tonight's win at the Olympic Stadium in Montjuic with this rainy night as well. This game played on a Monday, and there is the first goal, a good twist to the head of Fermin.
Twist of the head is the word. I mean, that's professional.
Some header from Fermin.
And some delivery as well by Rafinha.
Yeah, lovely from Rafinha, always prolific in those areas. When I saw it go in, I thought it must be Lewandowski, but Fermin, another header from him, and he's so good in the box.
And the elevation he gets is fantastic.
Some leap, isn't it?
And then there was this.
And then there was this, exactly, the mistakes made by the Barca defense. We didn't even see on that highlight the Peter opportunity. And there, the goal given away by Ter Stegen, and then the penalty. Marbrau thought initially that Araujo had all ball, but we'll see probably on the replay. There it is. It's just an untimely challenge.
Yeah, clumsy from Araujo. I said it before.
Marc Brau was probably looking at that one with his heart rather than his eyes, but you know, it is what it is.
Pepelu, who didn't miss, he scored 6 out of 6 penalties this season in La Liga. Barca created several opportunities, as we said before, from corner kicks. That one hit the post there. And this was also a defining action of the game. Nothing was called initially, but upon VAR review, Mamardashvili sent off for handball, being the last man there as Lamine Yamal tried to make the most of his long touch of his mistake, and that gave Barcelona a lifeline, guys.
Yeah, it really did. This changed everything. We knew it would. Valencia with 10 men in the second half, weren't going to have as many outballs, and Barca punished them.
And here we go, the Lewandowski show. First, the header there. There was debate as to whether Fermin was involved in the action or not. If he was in an offside position, he was, or maybe he wasn't, because I can see a last foot there of the Valencia defender. So anyway, the goal counted.
That's one.
And here comes the second.
That's 2.
Lewandowski with a second header. And the question was, could he score his first hat-trick in La Liga?
Pablo said yes.
Pablo said yes. You said yes. I said yes. Marbrau said yes. And Robert Lewandowski said yes as well.
Oof.
That is some free kick as well.
Aye, aye.
Incredible.
It's an arm shaker, man. That's an arm shaker.
It's a golazo.
Amazing stuff there by Robert Lewandowski.
Jaume looks like a 4th grader trying to stop a shot playing Park District football. I know you don't have that here.
We don't have that here, but
you get the analogy.
I get the gist of what you're saying. Let me know, guys, if we can go to Marbrau, because I would like to know who his man of the match is. But, well, one of the candidates is with him, Fermin.
Next to one of the players of Barça who scored tonight, estem al costat de Fermin Lopez. Fermin, què tal? Bona nit.
Bona nit.
Que important era guanyar avui, no? Després del que havia passat a les últimes setmanes, els últims partits, i a més amb remuntada inclosa.
Sí, crec que han sigut setmanes difícils per a tots i bueno, crec que hem tingut alguns errors avui i crec que ens hem sobreposat molt bé i hemos podido conseguir la victòria. Hem pogut.
Està bé, Fermin. Vull preguntar pel gol. Un altre gol de cap. Ja en portes 8 aquesta temporada, després d'una gran centrada de Rafinha. T'esperaves marcar tants gols en aquesta primera temporada amb el primer equip del Barça?
Bueno, la veritat que era inimaginable després d'on estava l'any passat, però bueno, crec que he treballat molt per estar aquí i agrair al míster i a l'equip la confiança i nada, toca seguir así y iré muy contento.
Seguimos en castellano, Fermín. No sé cuál ha sido el secreto hoy para sacar el partido adelante. Evidentemente me imagino que la expulsión de su portero marca, pero no debía ser fácil, ¿no? Con las semanas que llevabais, con el frío que hacía, la lluvia, 1-2 en el marcador, darle la vuelta como lo habéis hecho también tiene su mérito.
Sí, ha sido un partido un poco raro, pero bueno, creo que la expulsión les ha condicionado mucho y sabemos que íbamos a tener alguna y creo que hemos tenido, alguna vez nos hemos precipitado, pero hemos tenido esa paciencia para tener las ocasiones y hemos podido remontar el partido.
El hat-trick de Robert, que ahora nos contaba que estaban hablando ahí con Ferran en la falta, a ver quién la chutaba, y que Robert le ha dicho, este es mi momento. Lo hemos visto en algunos entrenos también, que se pican un poquito a faltas, lo importante es que haya sido gol, ¿no?
Sí, lo importante, no sabemos quién iba a tirar, pensamos que iba a tirar Ferran, pero bueno, la han decidido y bueno, ha salido muy bien.
¿Cómo ha salido bien el partido, Fermín? Enhorabuena, felicitats pel gol y para la victoria.
Muchas gracias.
The words of Fermin Lopez saying in Catalan and also in Spanish the importance of the victory. And for me, the most important for Fermin is the way that he's playing, is explaining all the things that happened in this season, 8 goals this season, incredible season. Her first season in first division for this incredible midfielder who is saying that it was not easy to win a game like today with the comeback in the second half. He said, we did little mistakes in the first half, but in the second half we tried to do our best and well, of course, the Barça won the game with a great second half. Great words, of course, for Robert Lewandowski, but what we can say is that Fermin Lopez is one of the big discoveries that Xavi Hernandez made this season in FC Barcelona.
Thank you very much, Mar Brau, and we're still looking forward to hearing from Xavi Hernandez with our colleague Mar Brau, but once again, Fermin, he's turning into one of my favorite players, also like a player from the south, speaking Catalan, learning the language, feeling involved with the Catalan culture. Obviously, that to the rest of the world is something secondary. For those of us who are culés from Catalunya, that's also an important factor, but you love the energy he brings to every game as well.
Yeah, you see him making the effort and you know, we talk about all of these players coming in and trying to be a part of this community. And whether it's Fermin learning Catalan or, heck, Robert Lewandowski speaking Spanish. But
yeah,
when he got here, he didn't speak a word.
Amazing progress. Amazing progress.
It's incredible the way he speaks.
I have to go to Marc Brau because I want to know his man of the match. Marc, if Xavi comes to your position, you can interrupt your man of the match. Feel free.
Okay, for the moment I see that Xavi Hernandez is talking, I think, with the last right holder, so maybe in a few seconds, in a few minutes, we will have Xavi with us.
Xavi can interrupt.
The last interview. Okay, Xavi can interrupt. Not you, Robert, but Xavi, yes. Okay, let's go with the man of the match. Of course, I think it's pretty obvious that the 3 points for me are going to Robert Lewandowski, MVP of the match. 3 goals, first hat-trick of the season. So important to score his first free kick goal with the shirt of Barça. So great game for him, 2 headers, and the last goal was so crucial, the key player for tonight's game. I will give you 2 points to Rafinha, because he made the first assist of the game. Of course, he was substituted in the second half by João Felix, but I think that Rafinha played great minutes in the first half. Was very important just to open the score, assisting to Fermin, who is the player for me, who will be the last man to the man of the match punctuation, with only 1 point for him, scoring the 8th goal of the season. So those are my 3 names for the moment. I don't see Chavi, so you can comment if you agree with me or not, Robert.
Feel free to jump in and interrupt if Xavi Hernandez is with you. By the way, Spencer has a question for you.
Mark, before you go and before you talk to Chavi, I just wanted to ask, we've been talking so much here about
look, Xavi.
Set pieces. That's what we want to know.
We want to know about set pieces, Mario, if you can ask Xavi.
You will have to wait. We'll have to wait, Spence, because we are here with Xavi Hernandez, as always, at the end of the match. Xavi, què tal? Bona nit.
Bona nit.
Bé, parlàvem abans del partit, deies partit difícil perquè el València és un equip que corre molt, que sap tancar-se bé. Heu aconseguit remuntar. No s'havia posat el partit fàcil, segurament l'expulsió del porter ells també ajuda, però com has vist el partit?
Bé, partit amb diferents parts. Fins a l'1-0 hem estat molt bé, controlant, dominant, i després els errors propis ens han dificultat el partit, hem anat a remolc. Sí que és veritat que l'expulsió de Mamardashvili ens ajuda moltíssim a controlar i dominar més el partit. Hem patit en la faceta de segones pilotes i contraatacs i transicions, ens han generat més del que volem, però crec que hem estat molt bé a pilota aturada una altra vegada, ens marca la diferència i hem necessitàvem més calma i més paciència en atac posicional. En línies generals, un partit difícil, complicat, però bé, són 3 punts molt importants.
Et preguntaven a l'última roda de premsa i també els últims dies de la passa endavant que han fet molts dels joves i tu moltes vegades també volies reivindicar la figura dels més veterans, dels jugadors més experimentats. En un dia com avui el Robert fa 3 gols, fa aquesta passa endavant. És la demostració del camí, no? Que també ha de seguir aquest equip. Ho dic perquè sempre es posa en valor també la tasca dels joves, però un dia com avui apareix el Robert i fa 3 gols.
Sí, i un altre dia apareixerà un altre. Avui molt content pel Robert perquè és un gran líder. És un gran líder. Tenim molts líders a dins del vestidor, ell n'és un. I bé, contentíssim, treballa molt fort, treballa de valent, sempre vol ajudar l'equip, per tant, un hat-trick avui importantíssim per remuntar el partit.
I amb gol de falta, que vam estar molts mesos i molts anys dient que no marquem de falta.
Sí, només recordo un de Ferran i avui realment és un golaç de Robert. Bé, entrenem la pilota aturada, avui surt, molt content pel Sergio també, que ho treballa moltíssim i últimament ens està donant fruits.
Last question in English, Xavi. You can give the point of view of the game. You will have an important game next Saturday in Girona, but you recovered the second position in the standings after a big comeback. What's the point of view of the game for tonight?
Well, I think it was really important to recover the second place. We play so well and we make the difference in the set pieces today, so we concede too much in transition, in counter-attacks, but happy and satisfied because the team make a great effort to get 3 points.
Xavi, enhorabuena.
Yes.
The words of Xavi Hernandez explained in English the way he looked to the game. Xavi is going directly to the press conference room. So, Robert, I will say you goodbye because I know that before this you have to say goodbye to all the fans. So, thank you, Spence. Thank you, Pablo. Thank you, Robert. Great show today with a win, obviously. It's a great night here, rainy day. Next game, next Saturday in Girona. I will ask Spence, who will you support? Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, Madbral. Thank you very much. Since Baraja is still in the press room, we have time to show you one more round of highlights while Pablo, Spence, and I give us your man of the match, or give us the man of the match. So, highlights and Spence. Who do we want? Pablo or Spencer to do man of the match? Let's go with Pablo first.
Yeah, I mean, for my man of the match, it was an obvious one, really. I've gone for Robert Lewandowski as as my man of the match. I think it was a game, to be fair, where not much happened outside of like us with set pieces and threatening Valencia's goal in that way in terms of general play. So I've gone for him. Fermin, I've gone as my number 2 because I just think he generated a lot from midfield. He's sort of the link between midfield and attack. And Lamine Yamal, I said it wasn't his most prolific game or involved game from the right, but I still think out of anyone else who I was just trying to think of in the game, he probably created the most danger for Barca. But obvious one for Lewandowski today.
Spencer Siegel.
Yeah, I was thinking along those lines, actually. Nothing to add from the first and second of the top end with Lewandowski and Fermin. Obviously, Levy 3 points for 3 goals. Fermin scored the goal, but as Pablo said, he also did a lot of progression, a lot of progressive carries. And Gundogan was a little bit unsung in the midfield, too. I thought you could have given this to just about anybody else out there. Gundogan, and then Sergio Roberto as well coming on. You heard Chavi talk about it. He was saying in Catalan that Sergio Roberto did a lot of hard work that just goes unseen and unnoticed, and Gundogan did the same. And he also was pelting in a lot of the corners because Barca had 15 of them, and he was setting good service up for everybody. So I think Gundogan was a part of this game.
Well, you'll be surprised by my man of the match. It is none other than, it's Robert Lewandowski. I went with the easy option. 3 goals, 3 points, an inspired performance in the second half by Robert Lewandowski. there to head the ball in the set-piece opportunities and capping it off with a fantastic header. He was going through somewhat of a drought, Lewandowski, as was Catalonia, and on the night it started, or on the day it started to rain here in Catalonia, Lewandowski started raining them in as well. 2 goals for Lamine Yamal. I felt like he was always dangerous when he was attacking. He was creating for Barca on that right flank, being somewhat of a nightmare there for Jesus Vázquez. He didn't get the reward of scoring today, but Lamine Yamal, once again, with a great performance, and I'm sort of in agreement with you as well with the Gundogan thing. First of all, the service he put in with the corners, amazing crosses. Barca have, as of late, been creating danger there, and you heard Xavi Hernandez talking about the work of Sergio Alegre, saying he's very happy for Sergio as well because things are working out. What he's working on in training is now being reflected in games. With Gundogan putting in those crosses, Barca are managing to find ways to score off of set pieces. Also, a lot of just like dirty work, unseen work in midfield that makes the team work. Right, Rubén Baraja has left, so I'm guessing Xavi Hernandez is going to step into the press room shortly. Pablo Wills Blanco, Spencer, very briefly, next week, Girona.
Yep, huge game. Winner, whoever wins it will probably get second spot in La Liga. Barca have to be up for it.
Well, Spencer Siegel, who you'll be supporting?
Don't ask me that question.
All right, well, we'll find out next week. Xavi Hernandez is in the press room. Of course, our man of the match was none other than Robert Lewandowski. We'll leave it here on Saturday. We'll be back with the game against Girona. Thank you very much for watching. See you then.
Bona nit. Et volia demanar per un apartat que no hem parlat gaire, que és el de la pilota aturada. Són 6 gols als últims 5 partits, el 5 de córner, el de falta. Això floreix de cop i volta? O sigui, saps com és que de cop i volta l'equip fa tants gols en aquesta situació?
Bé, primer perquè ho treballem molt. Crec que tant Sergio com tot l'estaff fan un treball extraordinari de pilota aturada, tant en atac com en defensa.
We're really good off set pieces and in defense.
Per mi l'estrany era que no marquessin més gols, perquè tenim uns tiradors aquest any, el Gundo les posa molt bé, el mateix Rafa, inclús Lamine o Pedri moltes vegades.
Rafinha and Lamine had a lot of chances.
Tenim tiradors extraordinaris, sobretot Gundogan, Rafa, i l'estrany per mi era que no aprofitessin més aquestes situacions de pilota aturada. Avui hem tret profit, ens donen 3 punts d'or i també cada vegada cobra més importància en el futbol modern, aquest tipus de situacions. Bé, avui no hem estat del tot bé en el joc, en el atac posicional, sí en el joc.
We were good on positional play.
La pilota aturada ens donen 3 punts.
And the ball went in as well, which was good for us.
Hola, Xavi, aquí Marta Ramon, en directe al Barça jugar a RAC1. Què has pensat quan heu començat amb el marcador per darrere, amb
went behind,
i sobretot després, que els has dit a la mitja part per
aconseguir responded. What did you say at half time?
Bé, doncs que juguessin tranquils, que crec que concentrats. Jo penso que aquests errors són de manca de concentració, no?
I think that the mistakes came from a lack of concentration.
Molta part de la temporada, aquests errors puntuals que ens marquen molt la diferència.
It's something that makes a difference over the course of a season.
Que fins a la jugada de l'1-1, partit dominat, controlat.
We dominated the game after the second half. We played well. But mistakes put you up against it.
Al dibuix hem posat només un pivot i 3 mitges puntes per atacar millor, allà amb un home més. Bé, penso que hem estat prou bé en el joc, però ens ha
faltat completely on form with our play. But we did well on our positional moves. Araujo was sent off against Paris Saint-Germain for a similar challenge to what he did on Peter Federico. Is that something you need to change about Araujo?
Son futbolistas que son todavía muy jóvenes.
They are players who are still very young. This is a constant learning process.
Esta temporada nos tiene que servir para aprender de cara al futuro.
We need to use this to improve for the future.
Todos debemos competir mejor para.
We all need to compete better to win these duels.
En este momento cuando está el partido a nivel alto.
And these moments when the game's at stake, there's moments when you need to know how to control yourself. Araujo has saved us a lot of times and many occasions.
Aquí en directo, Elena Condis de la cadena COPE, hoy hat-trick de Lewandowski.
There's a hat-trick today from Robert Lewandowski.
Él ha dicho en las últimas horas que está muy en forma y que se quiere
He
quedar
said
en el
that
Barça. Es
he's
imposible
very much in
que
form.
salga este verano, imposible que
Is it possible that he might leave in the summer, though?
Robert, es que, bueno, cosas de futuro no voy a hablar de prácticamente nada.
I can't talk about anything about the future, really.
Robert porque hace un trabajo extraordinario.
Robert does an extraordinary job.
Es un futbolista
He's
espectacular.
top goal scorer for the team. He's an extraordinary person in the dressing room as well, and he works really hard. And he scored a hat-trick today because he's got desire. He's got character and he's got courage. I'm really, really happy with him.
Alfredo Martínez en directo para Radio Estadio Noche de Onda Cero. Han sido fallos recurrentes esta temporada, os penalizan mucho. No es normal que un equipo como vosotros tenga que marcar 4 goles para ganar el partido.
It's not normal that you should have to score 4 goals to win a game.
Arreglar esta serie de circunstancias que jugadores con el oficio de Ter Stegen, incluso ya la
Players like Ter Stegen and Araujo are making mistakes. What do you think you can do to rectify
Se
that?
arregla marcando 3 goles después.
Well, we rectified that by scoring 3 goals afterwards.
Nos ha pasado factura, pero hoy no.
We've paid the price in many games for conceding goals, but not today. We had a good game. We had positives from set pieces. We all need to improve though. There's no doubt about that.
¿Qué tal? Hola, Alejandro Segura de Radio Marca. Me gustaría preguntarte sobre Fermín. Hoy ha marcado un gol.
I want to ask you about Fermin.
Una plasticidad tremenda.
He played like a number 9 today.
Lleva 8 goles.
He scored 8 goals.
De temporada y tampoco ha tenido tantos minutos.
And he's not had so many minutes.
No sé si está haciendo méritos para la temporada que
Do
viene.
you think he's deserving of being more important next season or including during this season?
Fermín nos da dinamismo.
Fermin gives us dynamism. He attacks space as well. He generated a lot today. There's a 3-on-1 as well with the fullbacks.
El gol es un golazo.
He scored a great goal as well.
Nos da muchísimo, ¿no? Difícilmente pierde balón.
He rarely loses the ball.
Que nos da mucho.
He's a player who gives us a lot. I personally love him. And
sí, contentísimo y es un jugador de presente.
Really happy. He's a player for the present and the future.
Hola Xavi, Josep Papel de Radio Nacional aquí atrás. Felicidades por la victoria. Hoy ha habido dos cosas raras, digamos, el público. Uno, que con el mal tiempo han subido 30.000, que es positivo.
With the bad weather, there's still 30,000 today.
Con el 2-2, la gente estaba haciendo la.
And also, the fans were doing a Mexican wave when it was 3-2.
¿Ves como algún tipo de cambio en la afición del Barça en algo que hasta ahora, no sé, al menos yo con el tiempo que llevo no había visto nunca?
Sí, something we haven't seen before. I haven't seen before. It's positive for us.
Con el tiempo. 30.000 personas.
With this weather, with over 30,000 at the stadium, helping the team, cheering them on, encouraging a lot of players and doing the Mexican wave, I think that was really good. Those are things we need to get all the time. I think it's fantastic. I think it's really positive.
Hola Xavi, bona nit. Germán Bona del diari Esport. Tens un vestidor amb jugadors com Lewandowski i Gundogan acostumats a guanyar títols. Creus que el triomf d'aquestes últimes jornades serà l'actitud mostrada avui i que per l'objectiu que és la segona posició?
Sí, són guanyadors, està clar. Tenim molts futbolistes que han guanyat molts títols.
Yes, they've got players who've won a lot.
Estan emprenyats també amb si mateixos, amb nosaltres,
amb tots. Al
final no hem estat potser a l'alçada de les circumstàncies per lluitar pels títols a final de temporada. Bé,
a number of circumstances that lead to teams winning things at the end of the season.
La temporada vinent hem de
millorar
moltes coses, aquests detalls, aquests errors,
we need to fine-tune a few things.
Concentració, però bé, l'actitud no ha fallat mai.
The attitude has never been lacking for us.
Bona nit, Fermin Lopez, Espanyola.
Cuando ha fallado Ter Stegen y ha marcado el
When Ter
Valencia,
Stegen made
hemos fijado
the
que
mistake,
todos los jugadores iban a darle un abrazo
every player went over to support
Siempre has dicho que en
him.
el vestuario sois todos una gran familia.
Do you think
¿Qué
this
te
is
ha
a
parecido
big family in the dressing room?
compañeros con Marc y cómo está él también un poco anímicamente, aunque todo ha ido bien después? Gracias.
Sí, Marc es una persona muy querida dentro
Mark is a
del
very
vestuario,
beloved
¿no? Y
player in the
todos
dressing
pienso
room.
que hay un vestuario, lo he dicho muchas veces, pero es que
I've said it a lot,
es la realidad, ¿no?
but it's
Realmente
reality.
son
We're
una familia,
like a
se
family.
llevan muy bien, hay buen ambiente, todo
There's a
el
great
mundo quiere
atmosphere.
sumar,
Everybody
quiere
wants
mejorar.
to
Veo una
contribute.
predisposición
There's a great
extraordinaria,
willingness.
por eso este detalle también con Marc, ¿no?
So they all
Siempre
have
ayuda a
that
los
little
demás, por
detail
lo
with
tanto,
him.
cuando lo necesita, pues el compañero está ahí.
Hola Xavi, ¿qué tal? Bona nit.
Hola, bona
Nacho
nit.
Jiménez de Más que Pelotas. Primero todo, enhorabuena por la victoria.
Gracias.
Te quería preguntar por Pedri, que esta semana tuvo una molestia.
Pedri
finalmente ha
this
sido
week
suplente
had
en el día
a
de hoy,
problem and he
cuando
was
entraba en la segunda
a
parte.
substitute
¿Cómo está
in this
físicamente y
game.
también cómo
How's he
valora
doing
su actuación?
physically?
Porque antes del hat-trick de Lewandowski era salvado una acción que era el 2-3 del partido. Gracias.
Bueno, pues esa acción es la prueba de que está.
That action when he made
Porque al final
the
es
intervention,
extrema, ¿no?
that
Tiene
save,
que
that
hacer un
last-ditch
esfuerzo,
challenge was
justo había salido, nos llevaba pocos
something
minutos,
that indicates
y tiene
his
que hacer un esfuerzo tremendo de
disposition.
un sprint corriendo hacia atrás.
He made a
pues bueno,
sprint
que
getting
salva-
back.
Salva al equipo, por lo tanto
And it
es que
saved the
está-
team, but
es que está bien, es la prueba definitiva.
That's the definitive proof.
Gracias.